All right, here we are. I'm kind of excited about this. We have a good friend of mine for many years. Played some fun bands along the way, and Jeff Bezos.
What?
Jeff
No.
Bezos?
No.
Oh,
No.
Bezo. Bezo.
There's no S.
Oh.
Motherfucking Bezos.
There's only one of me.
So
The only Bezos are the other ones that I talk to in my head.
So, how you doing,
Tell me
man?
to do things. I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am healthy.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
right. Well, that's good.
Which is weird because I haven't been social distancing at all.
No,
Like, I've been bad.
I stayed home for a long time, and then I did like a 2-week kind of road trip, and I figured I'd just go to like parks and stuff. But
Yeah.
then you go to parks and you find out that
those-
they're all closed and everything.
Well, either that or they're packed. All the parks out by me have been packed.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people that it's just like, you don't leave your house normally, let alone walk
Right.
up a hill like
there's
this.
nothing else
Like,
to do.
You know? But
There's
yeah, it's
nothing
just
else
like,
to do.
I'm going to start getting in shape. So they go to the park, and it's just like, dude, you're taking up the whole path. Come
This
on, man.
is how you know you live in a wealthy country.
Yeah.
Like that 100 years ago, that wasn't a thing. Boredom? What's boredom?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
going outside and playing in the woods was
Yeah.
what you did to cure boredom.
What
And
is it? Well,
It's
we
the same.
didn't
We
have
haven't
boredom.
changed. The only difference
We
is
didn't
now.
have boredom. No, dude, when
Yeah.
you're poor, you didn't have boredom. Like they used to call boredom. They made up a word for it. Only the rich had it. It's called ennui. The rich were so bored, they would die. They would die of a sense of ennui.
Well, I'll tell you what. My great
was killing
grandmother, straight off the boat, Italian. I think I brought her up a couple times on this podcast, but she told me because I'd be like, oh, I'm so bored, and
Yeah.
and then she'd be like, you can die from boredom, in a really
Believe
heavy Italian accent, which I'm not going to try any accents right
Aw.
now.
Oh, come on.
I'm not good at that. I'm not good. Yeah.
I was
Hey,
dying from boredom
I
earlier
don't
this
know,
year.
maybe
Dying from boredom right
I got
now.
furloughed and the band stopped doing stuff, and it got to a point where it's like there was days where it's like there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do. I have seen all of Pornhub. There's nothing else to watch.
It was nice of
That's
them
it.
to like make it free,
Yeah.
like premium for free.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was.
You know, you know what I've found myself doing? Supporting a lot of talented young ladies on OnlyFans.
Keeping the industry alive. That's good.
I mean, they
Well,
have to get
keeping
through college.
particular artists
Yeah,
alive.
and they were the ones that were suffering the most during all this. It's like there's only so many times a day that I can masturbate. Like, I'm running out of juice here. Like I'm
keep
gonna
the
go eat dinner
fluids
and
up,
come
man.
back and try to do this again. But,
You run out of juice?
yeah,
I did my part, goddammit.
yeah.
Okay, so
I'm here for you,
Starts
ladies.
to hurt.
let's. You mentioned playing out. You're not playing out.
No,
What? See, anyone?
it's
Come
not
on,
Our
guys.
tens of people that are watching this right now.
Yeah,
Don't know.
Fives of people.
Fives.
Fives.
And then
Sevens.
don't know anything about you. Probably.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe
Let me start
they're
from the
the.
beginning. I was born at a very
Yeah.
young age, and I grew up to be here. I grew a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you don't even drink IPAs. either,
Nope.
man. You're
Yeah.
supposed to if you have a
Nope.
beard.
Oh my
No.
God, I love him.
I do not drink beer. No,
He doesn't drink anything.
I don't drink anything.
Yeah.
I don't even take aspirin. That stuff's bad for you.
When did we meet? Because I was thinking about it today, and I
Oh.
was trying to. And you're one of those people
I
that
can
like I
recall
feel like
the
I've
day.
always known. You remember it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we played a show together at Peabody's.
Okay.
And you guys went on right before my first band, Blood Runs Dry. Well, it wasn't my first band, but my first like serious band. I did one band before that called Ava Label,
Okay.
and it was some of the same members and everything. It was like 3 of the same members with like a different guitar player, and that guitar player was awesome. I miss him, Lee. But we played 2 shows, and the second show was pretty much the show that I defined my music career. So we wrote this song called Happy Ending. And it was a really like happy, upbeat, melodic, kind of floaty, groovy song. And then we decided that it should end with a grindcore ending.
Nice.
Because we can. And that's kind of what that band was. It wasn't really like one genre in it.
Right.
So we played this show at a local bar, and it wasn't too bad. There was a decent amount of people in there. But there were these 2 girls that were hanging out like in the back of the club by the pool table, and we start playing this song, and they loved it. They were like dancing and jamming and grooving along to it and everything. And then all of a sudden that minor chord hits at the end of the song and they just kind of look up and it goes into and like the singer's like screaming impale my children or something like that. And the look of horror on these girls' faces was like life goal for me from here on. That's what I want to do musically is confuse people to that extent where they were just like, why did you do that? It was like you took a dog's bone away, and it was just like, no.
Well, and it definitely. So what you're playing in now, I mean, definitely carries.
Yeah,
that. I mean, it's like all tongue in cheek.
Yeah, and so when Joe and I first had to talk about jamming together, I was just like, this is my goal. This is my life goal. You're either on this mission or you're not, and like I want to write happy songs with grindcore endings, and
so Joe
confuse people. Joe,
who's Joe?
Joe's my guitar player in this new band called Something Involving a Monkey. That's what I do now.
Yeah.
But getting it back to the beginning,
yes,
I was in a band called Blood Runs Dry.
Okay.
And we played Peabody's together, and you guys played right before us.
Okay.
And we like there wasn't a lot of people there. We were both just like, wow. And you guys, we played, and you guys were like, wow. Like, we should be friends.
Right.
And I think we played together a bunch more. We played like the Cove and stuff. We played out a lot, and like.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a lot of memories of you, but it's just I don't remember the first one.
Yeah, I have like 4 different versions of the KLO demo laying around. I use them as coasters because it's a matching set. This one's black, this one's white, this one, yeah.
You know, I don't know why, but I always have like this.
Is that it?
This,
there it is.
This is
there it is.
Yeah, this is the only. We were together for like 20 years, and this is like the only thing we put out, really, like officially. We had a bunch of other.
So they're all unofficial bootlegs then?
Everything else is like, like
I'm gonna have to put all that stuff on eBay or something. Because Lord knows I don't listen to it.
You're gonna get tens of cents, my friend.
Coasters. No, you'd be surprised. I did another band with Scott Beck, who went on to play in Ventana. He's now the singer of Ventana. And a lot of people heard that he was in another band called Resist, and the original Resist demo is selling for like $40-$50 and up and shit. People are like fucking bidding on that shit, and I'm just like, fuck, I got like the first copy of that. I should totally put that on. It's like signed by the whole band because they were just like, oh, you're a fucker, here you go. But yeah, like some of that shit, like, I mean, it'll catch some money.
So and then what did you do after that then? Because I mean, I remember connecting with Joe actually with what was it, the Family Riot and everything.
Yeah, he
like
was
that.
doing the Family Riot then, and it was weird because when the drummer of Blood Runs Dry quit, we actually talked to Todd about joining Blood Runs Dry, and he was just kind of like, I'm jamming with this other guy doing this other thing, and that was the Family Riot.
Right.
So here I almost like was in a band with Todd before the Family Riot. And then the Family Riot was out, and his brother kind of petered out on that, and like there was like a split down the middle. So Joe and Todd were still jamming together, and then his brother and their bass player quit the band, and they hit me up. They're just like, "You play bass?" And I'm like, "I don't want to join the Family Riot. It's not that I don't like the Family Riot. It's not anything personal. I just don't want to join a band again. Like I had joined so many bands where like I show up and
you
play
wanted
bass,
to make your own.
I wanted
to
make my own music.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I told them like these are my goal in life. I want to piss off teenage girls and make weird music. And Joe's like, we can make this happen. So we started from scratch.
Nice.
You know.
And that was something involving a monkey.
Now it's something involving a monkey. So it was funny because the way that we named that band, we were all sitting around brainstorming, and we threw around a whole bunch of names and whatnot. And then I just happened to say like something involving a monkey. And then Todd's just laughing because Todd just sits and laughs. That's how Todd was. He just sat around and laughed all the time. And Joe's just kind of like, what do you mean something involving a monkey? I'm like, no, that's the name. Picture it on a flyer. This band, this band, this band, and something involving a monkey. And all of a sudden you're like, wait, is someone bringing a monkey? What's is that a band? Like what?
Yeah.
And we get that all the time. I've rolled up to venues. Or like we played this outdoor fest once, and they're just like, all right, what band are you in? I'm like, something involving a monkey. And they look at you like, you don't know the name of your own band? Like, bitch, it's on your list. Look, something involving a monkey. Like,
Right.
so I tell people that the name of the band's Something Involving Monkey. They're like, that's it? That's the name of the band? Like, yes.
It sounds like
it.
a description.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. It's like, no, I forgot the name of my band. It's something involving a monkey. Damn it. I named it too. I can't remember. Like,
well, and the music's great. I think. What would you classify that as? I mean, it's definitely got a bungle kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
So when we started, like back in like the MySpace and Reverb Nation and all those bands back a long time ago, all those websites, they make you classify your music, and like we're kind of metal, but we're not metal, so we went under other. And we really claimed other, like we are an other band.
Oh,
like
right.
we represent other, And then it wasn't until our second album got reviewed by this French company, this French like webzine overseas, that they called us Nawak metal.
What's that?
So Nawak is a French slang term for like gibberish or nonsense. So in French you would say n'importe Nawak, which means like I don't care for that gibberish.
Yeah.
And then like. At first, I was just kind of like, "What's this?" And now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, "We totally are a gibberish metal band. Like we're totally not serious about playing metal, But we're a metal band that doesn't want to play metal all the time. Like
I mean, you could definitely see the like Mr. Bungle. I mean, kind of did that. I mean, you could even say like Frank Zappa. Even before,
and those are big influences of all of us. That's a lot of the common ground that we come off of.
Yeah,
but, I still listen to a lot of metal and all that kind of stuff too. So.
Yeah. Because Joe, again, he's another guy. Like I don't remember meeting him, but it just feels like I've always known him. But he was playing with like a Few Askew, I believe.
Few Askew.
I always thought his guitar playing was amazing.
Yeah,
like he plays it unorthodox, and
he was one of the few people that like in the scene where it's just like if I was going to start my dream project, it would be with him because he's an amazing guitar player.
I've thought that
stuff,
too.
And like for him to hit me up,
like if I ever want to, that's the guy.
for him to hit me up saying, hey, I want to start a band with you, and I was just kind of like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. That's cool.
And then we he had a couple songs left over from the Family Riot, and I was just kind of like, I didn't write these, so I don't care. We're gonna throw them away. Like, it's cool and everything, but no. And then we started writing our own stuff, and the rest is history.
So what's going on with the Family Riot? Have you guys familiar with the Few Askew or or
missing
Family
out
Riot or nothing?
No.
It's all on Spotify if you want to check it out. Just go on Family Riot.
No, I mean, I definitely came up like in the Clee punk.
Yeah.
I came up in like the Clee punk sort of thing.
Like what kind of bands were you?
Like guys who played Speak in Tongues, or you know what I mean. I wasn't really part of that. The guys who like I played Peabody's. Yeah, but I never went to Peabody's. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I used to practically live there, man. I was there all the time.
Yeah, I was. Chris.
Chris. Even like before them, like Derek and them, like. I was up there all the time. I mean, partially because like all my bands played there and everything, but like after Todd died, like Peabody's was the venue that's just like we're gonna have this here. Right. And we did the benefit show there, and he was really supportive of all that stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because Todd, it's I'm gonna make a joke. It's gonna be like the Spinal Tap kind of thing,
Yeah.
But we've it's pretty serious, and
we've been through some drummers, and it's all been health issues, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we when Something Involving Monkey got going, we started playing out in 2011, and we were hitting it big in the scene, like all over the place, making your rounds, playing all those shows and whatnot, and. We had recorded a demo over the summer, released a demo, and then we were planning on making a full length. And we had got to the point where we were like pretty much in the pre-production phase of making a full length, where basically I was just writing the title track, and that was it. And it was like a 3-part song. I had the first part written. I had most of the second part written. And then the third part was going to be this quirky theme, and it's just like everyone's got to be involved in that because it's going to be all over the place. And I don't want to be like, here's the song. I want to write with people, whereas like the first part was so simple that like it's just basically this bass line and it's done, but we were writing everything when we played a show in December. It was a Mushroomhead Christmas show, and I remember Peabody's is always like a crapshoot when we were playing there because you had to sell tickets and all that shit, especially to like one of those fests where there's like, we booked 23 bands and they will all play on one of these 3 stages, and you won't know until 5 minutes before the show starts.
That's right.
Which of these stages you will play on.
Right.
Until we're done counting tickets, and we have to wait for the last of, musicians, the most reliable people on earth, the last of them to show up and turn everything in so we know.
Artists and musicians are definitely the flakiest people I've ever met.
I remember Todd would...
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No.
Not all. Yeah. I'm going to say, because I consider myself an artist musician. I don't think I'm flaky.
What time did you guys get?
I
don't.
but you got to admit,
you most of them are.
I don't consider either of those. Yeah, it's so clear.
But so Todd was like hanging out outside with his wife. They were like, they hadn't even opened the doors yet when like we finally found out we were playing first.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh fuck. So I had to run outside and get him. He's basically taking his stuff on the stage and setting it up on stage. So we're setting everything up. And so what we did unique for that show is we decided to dress like Christmas trees.
Nice.
And basically, I put my bass on and I wrapped my sorry ass in Christmas lights. And I had a snake, extension cord with my guitar cable, and plugged in. So I was like glowing with Christmas lights. Joe had Christmas lights on, and Todd had these like light up glasses and everything.
Yeah.
And we played a set in front of pretty much full Peabody's. It was a great show.
Yeah.
Probably the most people we had. Huh?
So it was probably the Cleveland State, right?
That was the main stage.
Which location? Cleveland State or the Flats?
Oh, it was Cleveland State. This was 2011, the end of 2011.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. So this was right before it closed. We played like the third or second to last show there too, between the Buried and Me.
Okay.
We got to play there and whatnot.
Yeah, because they started doing the ticket sale thing at the old location in the Flats. I mean, but you're probably a little younger.
Yeah, that wasn't really me. But
my very first show was a pay to play.
Yeah, and that sucked. It sucked for us because like you never really make a lot of money to play those. But when you play to like a lot of people, we tend to win people over because we're up there going, right. People are like, wow, what did I just watch? And it's
there's definitely a presence there,
Yeah. So and what sucked about that show is the merch. They put it all upstairs in what's normally the green room, and it was so far off the beaten path that we didn't really sell anything that night.
Right.
But what ended up happening is after the show we loaded everything out. And, we put everything in the trailer and, we're doing our last gear check. And I'm like, well, do we have everything? I'm counting everything over and whatnot. And I found out I forgot my mic stand. And I'm like, I know where it is. I got to go grab that because I don't want to lose that because I used a special mic stand for my kazoo and everything. So, I'm going to go run back in and grab
the kazoo,
that.
Just saying.
Yeah. Yes. The electric kazoo. It's a big part of the music. But Todd was saying he was feeling a little under the weather and whatnot. And we were just like, well, it's freaking December, probably just got the flu or something. It's like whatever. So I went back in, got my mic stand, put it in the trailer, and then went back in and I was watching the next band. I want to say it was like Tenafly Viper.
Okay.
I was watching them play. I'd never seen it before, and and all them dudes. So I was like, all right.
Isn't that weren't they
Wailing?
Was that? Oh, is that what that was?
Wailing for Mushroom Head. So it's like having a Mushroom Head band open up for Mushroom Head. Like I wonder how they got the gig. Huh?
Well, I mean the Ventana and everything.
Yeah, Ventana. Yeah. But I was watching them, and all of a sudden, like after they were done, someone tapped me on the shoulders, like, "Dude, your drummer collapsed. He's not breathing."
Wow.
And I'm like,
"See, I thought it was on stage. Because there was an article, in like Scene or Cleveland, or whatever.
It made it up to the PRP. We were like national press for that because he fell over in the venue during the show.
Okay, it made it sound like it was on stage.
Yeah, no, it was at the show.
At least that's how I'm remembering.
Music was being played when all that happened. He pretty much fell over and like wasn't breathing, and the bouncers came over and started doing CPR and whatnot. And by the time I heard about it, I walked outside, and there's an ambulance out front of the Peabody's, and there's a bunch of people standing around like looking at me, and I'm like trying to figure out what's going on, not realizing that the person I'm seeing in the back of the ambulance with his shirt ripped open is my drummer. Yeah, and that's the last time I saw him. That
wow. And what exactly happened?
He had a heart attack.
Really? And
just like that. And what we believe happened, he had a bout of shingles, which was like all over his torso and whatnot, which is like a rehash of chicken pox.
Right.
And one of the side effects of that is it tends to like inflame internal organs. So we're thinking because he had it on his torso and everything, it might have inflamed his heart unnaturally, and that was it. You know, and that's like this coronavirus thing. That's what happens too, is like it inflames internal organs, and then it constricts things, and you know, things don't work properly, and a lot of people are dying from basically side effects of coronavirus. And that's why it's been so deadly and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, like, after that I had to go upstairs, and like Joe was in the middle of a conversation. I'm like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but our drummer died. We need to leave. Like, he's just kind of like, what? And like I took the trailer over to the hospital and everything, and I'm like, there's nowhere to park over here with the trailer, you know. So I dropped them off. They went in. I was gonna go back to Joe's house, drop the trailer off, and then go back to the hospital. Yeah. And they had called me like en route, and they were just like, yeah, they announced that he's dead. Like, that's it. And then I went back to Joe's house, dropped off the trailer, and I was having vehicle problems. And so like I dropped the trailer and I go down the street, and my car like stalled out and died, and I was just parked on the side of the street, just like sitting there.
Wow.
Like, everything doesn't work right now. Like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
All at once. And I called my buddy, a good friend Phil. He was in New York, and he had gone out there for He had gone out there for like a vacation to go out to New York, and his car like fucking threw a rod or something, and his fucking car blew up. Yeah. And this had just happened to him. So here he was sitting on the side of the road, and I'm calling him to say my car died, and my drummer died, and my car just stalled out, and his car just died all at once. We were just kind of like, whoa,
it's crazy.
This is bigger than us.
Right. Wow.
But yeah, that was a pretty big wrench in, you know, all your best laid plans.
So I mean, you were. Did you know him long, or were you guys just in a band together?
Yeah, I mean, I'd gotten to know him well over the 2 years before that, and then I hadn't really known him that well before that, but like I had met him and whatnot, and like I said, he had responded about playing drums for Blood Runs Dry when we were looking for a drummer, and so I had talked to him and knew him on MySpace, right? You know, for whatever that counts. Yeah. But I mean, like I had a working relationship with him for a while. And like with Joe, the reason I knew Joe was because I used to book shows at a bar out by me in Menor on the Lake, and I had booked the Family Riot and stuff like that. Okay. And
what was that?
At the time, it was Jimmy's, but that venue has gone through so many different name changes and everything.
What was that big venue out there in Geneva on the Lake? There was like I remember going there quite often. I think even
there was.
There's
the Cove.
The Cove.
The Cove was that.
That's it. Yeah.
That was. We wouldn't call it big. There was a big like theater out there that they turned into a venue, but like they never got it off the ground.
The Cove was pretty nice size. I mean,
yeah. This was like the Odeon size venue out there. That like I saw one show there, and they had to bring their own PA and stuff. Yeah. And I was just like, this would be awesome if we could get this going, and no one ever did. Like. Nope.
So you know, unfortunate thing happened with the drummer, and then you said health problems with drummers.
Yeah, plural. Yeah. So when it came time to replace him, like it wasn't just like trying to replace our drummer. It's just like replacing your friend, and you know all that. And after everything that happened, we wanted to find someone who was going to do this for the right reason, and not come in and be like, well, he's gone, I'm going to do my own thing. It's just like, no, you have to play Todd's parts. Because he wrote this, and we want to pay tribute to him, and we honored him with the album. And so we got a friend of all of ours, Nick Ritz, who played with Joe with Happy Rainbow Death back in the day.
Rainbow Death.
Yeah.
Dude, one of my first shows I played with those guys.
Yeah. So yeah, Happy Rainbow Death. I mean,
that was Joe Ritz and
that was
his brother.
Joe. Yeah. That's where I remember him from. Yeah.
And he used to run sound at Pit Cleveland. So if you played the Pit.
Yeah.
That's probably where you met him.
Okay.
I played the Pit.
Yeah, then Joe probably ran sound for you.
Happy Rainbow Death, Mutant Roadkill.
Yeah.
That show,
Mutant Roadkill.
Happy Rainbow Death is now up on Spotify too, so if you want to feel nostalgic, go out and listen to it on Spotify. You can. Yeah. That's great. They got both of them up there. Fetus your fetus.
Absolutely will.
Yeah. But so yeah, we got Nick Ritz to do it, and like he knew Todd and whatnot. They were all friends and whatnot, and like we were all hanging out. And even just like before that, Nick was living in New York, and he had come out to Todd's party when he threw a 4th of July party and whatnot. And so we were all hanging out and whatnot. But you know, we hit him up about it, and he's just like, I am done with New York. If you come get me, I'll be in your band. We're like, okay, we'll borrowed a van and went the fuck out there. We're gonna go pick up a drummer, getting it from New York. But
it's from New York.
Yeah. So he recorded The Wasteland, and then he also did Dive Into the Great Blue Waffle, which was our second album.
Oh.
And
you know, somebody showed me somebody told me to look at they explained what a blue waffle was.
Yeah.
And then they're like, look it up, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
So I still have never seen a picture of that.
Yeah.
But,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll ruin. It'll ruin me.
Google
It's called self-care. Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Keep
You
it
get
moving.
PTSD from the blue waffle.
Yeah, sometimes that's what life is, you know. Life is just a great big blue waffle. And all you got is like, well, you know what? It's either this or nothing. Dive right
Jesus.
Okay.
Bag it, strap it up, and dive in.
I'm gonna go throw up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So what happened to him then?
So he was starting to have problems with his lower body, and like it was weird because like he was in and out of a doctor's office all the time, and it got to this point where it was just like we were playing out of state shows and all this stuff, and it was just like we had put together an acoustic set and done a bunch of acoustic stuff, and we had it ready.
That's
like,
interesting. I can't even imagine.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a video of us playing acoustic for the Unite CLE Fest at the Cleveland Agora.
Okay.
Where we covered Pantera's Fucking Hostile.
Oh, nice.
Acoustic, and had like a wall of death, and this big mosh pit broke out. And it was funny because up until that point, everyone was just kind of hanging out. That was like the first time the crowd got rowdy, was us for our acoustic set.
Yeah.
And that was fun because like they had a stage that was like in the lobby. They set up a second stage in the lobby, the Agora, because they were still working on the main room and everything. And while everyone else is loading in gear, we load up Joe's couch and coffee table and like house plants and shit. So when it comes time for us to set up, they clear off the drum set, and we're bringing a futon, coffee table, and all this shit. And people are just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, it's these guys. So like we had this huge crowd watching us set up, like just completely like dumbfounded that there's no equipment. And here I get out my ukulele, and Joe's got a guitar, and we played acoustic versions of all of our songs and covered a bunch of stuff. Man. But yeah, we had an acoustic set ready to go because like sometimes his shit would flare up down there, and he couldn't play drums. He was like in physical pain and would bleed, and like he was wearing man-pons and stuff, like couldn't play drums. And we were just kind of like, oh shit, and it got to a point where it was like, man, we want to go somewhere, we want to do something. We're playing out of state, we got gigs up at like Michigan, we got contacts in Lexington, we get it's like we want to travel and everything, but I don't want to book a show in Michigan to find out that we got to bring our acoustics because our drummer can't play drums,
Right.
So it got to this point where we had to make the decision to part ways. It was just like,
how's he doing now?
He moved up to Detroit and the Michigan area. It might have been like Flint or somewhere around there. I don't know. Detroit's all just whatever.
Right.
That state up north, fuck him. But yeah, he's doing good.
Okay.
His health apparently improved and whatnot.
And is that where the new drummer came in?
Yeah, and then we had a long, drawn-out Craigslist search in which we got all walks of life.
Oh, I know how that goes, dude.
Yeah.
I was in a band, and we were with the Kayla thing.
Yeah.
We were looking for a singer,
Yeah.
And
you never found one.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I sang, is because we just never found a singer. Yeah.
That's the same thing with us. Something Involving a Monkey. We both sang because like we tried out a bunch of singers, and we're just like, no one's better than we are.
Right.
Let's just do it ourselves. Why not? We're already all playing 2 instruments at least at a time.
Yeah, so but you guys sound good.
What's another thing?
They sound great. Like I mean, arguably I've only seen you play twice, but both times you sounded really good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Like you know how to fucking sing. Like that's a thing. That's important.
Sort of. A lot of the engineers that have produced our band would like to differ, but yeah.
No, those guys.
It's all autotune, I swear.
Those guys are dicks. Don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Unless they like my band, then they're cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we're all over the place too. So it's like a lot of it. Like I do all the screaming because I could scream the best out of the band. So it's like I can do all the screaming and some of the singing. Joe does all the singing and some of the screaming. So it's like between the two of us, we can make anything happen. And that's a lot of what when we're writing the songs, we're arguing over who's going to do the parts. Like here's the lyrics, here's all it goes, and like we go back and forth. There's some songs that I wrote that I couldn't play and sing that he sings, and then he kept fucking up my lyrics, and then I learned to sing while playing, and I was like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna do this song," like, because I can remember my lyrics that I wrote, and he can't.
I mean, Joe is doing a lot anyway in that band. I mean, he's
playing guitar and keys at the same time, so I mean, like,
he definitely does a lot.
Yeah. And we're writing some new stuff where he's just like, there's no way I'm going to be able to play this and sing this. And I'm like, yeah, you will. You do everything else.
Right.
You just got to practice it, There's no such thing as talent.
He's got that unorthodox style of playing guitar that, lends itself to being able to do two different things.
Yeah.
He's tapping.
A lot of
guitar,
tapping and, yeah.
But yeah, you were saying, you did the crazy show or whatever, with the couches and the whatever.
Yes.
But you also did like a Browns thing, I think.
Yeah,
did
we did the Browns parade too.
Yeah.
And that's all up on YouTube.
So it was the parade that celebrated the perfect season.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So we decorated Scott's truck, and basically we strapped my PA to the back of Scott's truck and ran it on a generator.
Yeah.
And we had wireless mics. We went back to the studio where we recorded the album. We just basically took that one song, erased all the vocals, and just made a karaoke version of the song.
Oh, nice.
So it was just playing that song on someone's phone on loop, and then we were just walking around singing the vocals, and we changed all the vocals to be about the Browns.
Nice.
So we actually released it as a single. The song was called Fourth Down, and then we released the Fourth Down 0-16 version. Yeah. Which is all up on Spotify, where you can hear we just changed all the lyrics to talk about how the Browns suck. And that was awesome, because here we are in like Browns garb, like walking through this parade, and it was really freaking cold, but there was a lot of people there, and it was cool. And I'm like walking around like screaming at people and whatnot, and everyone's just like, yeah, band, Apparently there was another band that was just like some cover band that was just set up on a flatbed and was playing, and we were just like, yeah, it's a -20. Right. I'm not getting my bass out. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not just playing some cheap Fender here. These are good instruments. And stuff.
I mean, for that small amount of time that you're out there, it should be all right.
What do you play? What kind of bass?
I play Spectres. I'm actually endorsed by Spectre.
Nice.
Nice. I had asked them nicely if I can do that, and they said yes.
How often do you have to play out and everything?
I forget, but we're not going to talk about that right now because I'm pretty sure I'm not meeting their requirements. That's why I was like confused. I was like, hey, I love your basses. Let me play your basses. And they replied back like, well, this is our requirements for artist, endorsement and whatnot. And I'm just like, yeah, I fit most of that.
Yeah.
And they're like,
that's amazing.
And they're like, okay, send over your information. And I'm just like, seriously, we're doing this? Like, oh, okay. It's like I've had artist endorsements before, but they've all been like small time companies and whatnot.
Yeah.
Some of them don't even exist anymore. That small. But this was the first time I ever landed something that like I truly endorse. Like I told them I would play Spectres either way, like whether we have an agreement or not. I love these basses. Like, and I was thankful enough to be able to get the endorsement and get bases made through them and whatnot.
I wonder how they're doing endorsements now, because they probably make videos or something.
I mean, a lot of the endorsements you see these days are YouTube people where like, you get channel views, because that matters more than live music, because people don't get into that anymore. Like you don't, gone are the days where like everybody knew who was in Nirvana, now you don't know who's in all these bands, because they pretty much pick people off the street and fucking auto-tune everything.
Well, it's funny. Yeah, they mentioned Nirvana, and it's like that one meme where it's like, does anyone think it's weird that the lead singer from Foo Fighters looks exactly like the drummer from Nirvana?
Yeah,
uncanny. It's like, well, he is.
Yeah.
It's
gotta like to be that guy, man. He just basically was in two bands that like are the biggest rock bands on the planet.
Well, and his attitude is
he did it twice.
Great.
Yeah.
Lovely guy.
I mean, he's
a good
fantastic. Dude. Yeah.
I've never heard anybody go, "Oh, Dave Grohl, fuck that guy."
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean,
Yeah.
like listen, I don't agree with the entire planet on how good
shit,
the
he's
Foo
wearing a
Fighters
Nirvana
are.
shirt.
Sorry. Yeah, like I don't agree with the entire planet about how good the Foo Fighters are.
Yeah.
But I would never argue Dave Grohl's value as a person. That guy's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not a big Foo Fighters.
No, it's the same. It's been the same shit since 1994, 5. When did that come out?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Shit.
Yeah,
I'm not making millions.
The thing of it is that it's not the same shit though.
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean,
like the very first Foo Fighters
It is different. Yeah.
album is totally different from like
the latest one.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, at first I wasn't even into their first few albums, but I was in a lot heavier music then. But and I did like Nirvana, but I just kind of Foo Fighters kind of was like, whatever.
You hear them on the radio all the time.
Right.
I'm like, I don't need to listen to this. They forced me to listen to this.
But now
I hear it enough by osmosis that
I'm ear blind to them now. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
But the music now, though, I think is amazing. Like they're making some really good music now.
And when you take the time to actually sit down and listen to all the B-sides and all the other stuff, that's not just the fucking pumped out radio hits. It's like,
exactly.
No, but I mean, that's how I feel about Pearl Jam. I think Pearl Jam's a better band now than they were 20 years ago.
I see. I'm a person that like. I think the only good album they put out was 10.
See, and that's like the worst album. It's like he just did it. Do it again. That's 10 to me.
I wanted to start a 90s cover
That's
band.
10 to me.
Eddie Vedder is saying, "Take me out to the ball game at the World Series. What have we done?"
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's another really nice, deserving.
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
That was a sign of the times, though. All the '90s, like you didn't need to use consonants to sing in that era.
I know. I'm
like who can actually sing along to Pearl Jam or Nirvana,
STP or
STP, like. It's like, what did you just say?
Well, I mean, there's also Creed.
Yeah, Creed. You could go down the list.
Those guys sold a lot of records.
Fucking Blowfish, like, like that's. I want to say Seth MacFarlane did that joke in Ted. Like, you could do any '90s band with just vowels. A-E-I-O-U. Like, damn it.
That's gonna stick in my head forever.
You don't need to actually like say words. You know,
words are overrated. First of all,
yeah. Well, I mean, when you take the time to write lyrics, it's important to say them. You know, like if you're trying to say something important, you don't have to go. It's like, what you? Okay, you know. So it's like I've always like taken extra steps to try to put diction into when I'm singing. So it's like I can actually say words. You can actually get a point. You know, actually maybe. Hopefully get inspired by something and stand up and, you know, think about, you know, what your money is or what's going on in the world or, where we are overseas with our military and what, you know, why we're doing all this. And, you know,
that's beautiful. I don't do any of that.
Try to actually like learn something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from.
I sent PBS $20 last year.
What's that?
I sent PBS $20 last year. Yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the '90s definitely all that grunt. You know, it was like that weird voice. You know, was like predominant.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
And I love that stuff too. Like, I mean, I will go back and listen to that stuff. You know, I love Alice in Chains and all that.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting thing because it's, you know, a lot of the bands that I grew up listening, and we even talked about this before we started this, like Metallica. It's like, yeah, I listened to them back in the day, but I don't go back and listen. I think Master of Puppets is one of the best albums ever. You know, most influential metal albums. You know, but I don't go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not like.
Yeah. I'm to the point now. If I want to listen to Metallica, I'll put on Meshuggah's first album. It's like Metallica with a good drummer.
I mean,
Contradictions Collapse. If you haven't heard it, it doesn't sound like the Meshuggah you know.
Right.
It's like thrash with a good drummer playing at odd times. And
Tom Hawk or whatever?
Yeah.
Is that how you say his last name?
I don't know. It's
There's
Swedish.
too many vowels in there. Yeah, I don't know.
It's spelled weird.
It's got like a circle over the A.
No.
Yeah, it's like Hawk, but it's spelled M-A-R-S.
How do you say your name in American?
T-R-A-S-H.
I can't pronounce your name unless you say it in American.
A line through the O.
Right, yeah.
It's
got one of those.
Yeah. You gotta spell it so I can say it.
Got a slash and an umlaut.
Them dots mean.
Yeah.
And we my other band, we talked about putting rock dots in the name and stuff like that, and we had this huge debate over rock dots. It was great.
Oh, because the Motley Crue.
And Blue Oyster Cult, and there's a local band around here called Pillars, which they put the dots over the A.
Dude,
you have to put the dots over the A, otherwise you'll get the wrong Pillars. You know, and it's a whole big thing with them playing live and whatnot. And it's just like, well, they're cool. Why can't we be like them? Why can't we have dots over our letters? You know, but like you go overseas where they actually speak the language where those dots actually tell you to pronounce something different.
Right.
And then, all of a sudden it's like Motley Crue. It's like, what? Oh, no, it's Crue, but I guess
they like the dots.
Yeah.
That Pillars, I saw them at Now That's Class.
Yeah.
That because I went to go see Axioma. Who Cougar is actually going to be coming.
Those
down
bands, those bands played together.
Man, I'll say, like I was blown away by those guys, man. Really.
Yeah. I was always jealous of his Yamadano. He's got a Yamaha Soldano head.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, well, I've always wanted one of those. They're stupid rare.
Yeah. Have you ever played with those guys?
No, actually, like right when I got my new band going, they I guess they went through some member changes and stuff, and they're not playing out right now.
Oh wow! So
we actually got some gigs in their place. So I mean, like props to them and whatnot. But yeah, I haven't gotten to play with them at all. So that good segue into the other part of my music career. I started a new band. It's a doom project called Nodge.
Oh, now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I'm in two bands right now.
Okay.
And in Nodge, I started playing guitar. And basically, Willis from Blood Runs Dry hit me up. It's like, let's start a doom band. I'm like, okay, let's do it now. Obviously Adam's got to be involved because the three of us have known each other so long.
Nice.
So we called Adam up right away. Was like, hey, right of first refusal. You want to play bass in this? He's like, bass. We're like, yeah, I'm playing guitar. Sorry, it's done. Like Willis only plays guitar, so it's like, he's like, oh, okay. So Willis is saying no drummer, no band. I'm like, all right, Craigslist, I got you. I hit up some random dude. He's just like, that sounds cool. Send me some bands. I'm like, okay. Weed Eater, Bongzilla, Electric Wizard, giving him the standard doom, sludge bands and whatnot. He's like, this is awesome. I'll totally do this. I'm like, well, right now we're all on the east side, so we're probably going to practice at Adam's house and, in was it Willowick over there?
Okay.
And he was coming from like North Ridgeville or some shit out that way.
Stretch.
And he was just kind of like, dude, it's like 45 minutes for me to get over here. And then we had a drum set there I think he was using or something like that. And basically like he'd show up and just play. We wrote a song. It was cool. And then like the second or third practice, he just like got up, was like, all right, walked out and left. And that was it. And we were just like, I think he just quit the band.
Like what happened?
We were just bullshitting. He was just like, I don't know, just, it was weird.
Really?
And it's like, yeah, that's Craigslist for you. That's some random dude. Like, I think it was because like Willis and Adam and I, like we had known each other so long and we're good friends and whatnot. So we get together and it's like, hey buddy, remember this, blah, 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 this jam, cool. And he was just kind of like sitting behind the kit, like, I don't know any of these people. I don't know what they're talking about. It's like,
yeah, well, I
mean, it was weird, but,
yeah,
we ended up, Adam was in a band called Contra, and the drummer from Contra took his spot. We moved into Aaron's house and started the band there, and that's where everything took off. And that's where we are now, the 4-piece.
Nice.
We're in the process of recording a demo and everything, and we played like 4 or 5 shows around here so far. Basically, Now That's Class, but
no time like within the last couple months though. Right?
Yeah, right. We had a 420 show lined up with a bunch of other stoner bands. This one band I wanted to play with called Pythian. They're from Toledo, and it's Elliot Berry's brother's band.
Oh, okay.
And Elliot's band. Why can't I think of their name? Elliot's been in so many bands that
I know. Yeah, he's been in a lot of bands.
God, I can't think of their name right now.
Yeah, it's right on the tip of my brain.
I know. Shit. It's
City of the Dead.
City of the Dead. Yes,
That's right.
thank you. We were supposed to play with City of the Dead, and which I really like a lot of their new stuff. They kind of like slowed it down and went a little bit crazier and whatnot.
I like a lot of what Elliot does.
Yeah, I like.
You know. Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing a good thing. Yeah. And that City of the Dead is really cool.
That one Goblin
Big fan of those guys.
That one ex-members and that other punk band he did and all that. Like he's done a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
But we were all excited for that show. It was supposed to be the Saturday before 420. It was supposed to be a big 420 fest. And this was like a bunch of stoner bands playing a 420 show.
Yeah.
Guess what's going to happen there? But we were all excited for it. And then of course, and all of a sudden, we're not allowed to play concerts anymore because it's unhealthy.
Right.
Never mind the Constitution. You're not allowed to peacefully assemble because some people could get sick.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, bro. It's kind of always been never mind the Constitution. I think we know that.
Yeah. This whole country is built on
since
never
like
mind
the
the
very
Constitution.
beginning.
Yeah. There's been a lot of stuff with the Constitution being under attack in the last few years.
Especially that pursuit of happiness shit.
Yeah. But I mean, like the Second
pursuit
Amendment.
of happiness part, though, that's the one that really takes a beating.
Yeah, but even like the Second Amendment's been under fire. A lot of people like refuse to read that thing, and they keep talking about hunting. Like, wait a minute, what does hunting have to do with the Second Amendment?
I haven't heard too many people talk about like banning guns. I mean, not in like the people that are going to make a difference.
Just certain guns, just the ones that
there was an assault rifle ban. Bush did that. You know what I mean? But, but the
it expired, right?
It did expire under Obama. But I don't see a problem with having to take like a mental health exam or you know what I mean, or I really don't see a problem with that.
Just take everything you said and put it into the First Amendment too. Like I want to know that you're actually smart before you're allowed to talk.
Well, I mean, I have to take if I have to take a driving test to drive.
I want to make sure that you're not a criminal before we give you the right to not be searched.
Here's the thing. He's right. He's right. Your argument is sort of null and void because it's sort of.
Well, then,
at the end of the day, rights are rights.
Well, then we shouldn't have a driver's license then.
Yeah. It's a totally different thing. Yeah. Because driving isn't a right. It's a privilege.
It's not a right, yeah. Neither is hunting. Like, you have to have a license to hunt.
Hunting is a privilege.
Yeah.
Guns are a right.
They should make an amendment to make driving a right then.
Well, dude, guns.
No, there are people I definitely don't want to drive.
Guns are literally a right. It's right there.
So this is all subjective.
And plus, dude, it's all over.
No, it's law. It's written into law.
And at the end of the day,
and if you're going to talk about law, you need to talk about the letter of the law. Like,
well, at the very beginning, the foundation of this country.
They're like,
Thomas Jefferson was like, before Thomas Jefferson got a taste of real power, he was like, we should have a revolution every couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shut the fuck up about that once the money came in, though, didn't he?
Yeah. It's weird how money.
It's weird.
A lot of things.
He was already rich. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the revolution was about a bunch of rich white guys not wanting to give other rich white guys money.
Don't give me this freedom crap because you only were able to vote if you own a certain amount of land.
Listen.
You know what I mean? No, not everyone was voting, and not even until the past century could everyone vote.
I like
only like a grandma ago.
Like a grandma ago, sure. Yeah.
You know,
it's a grandma ago.
What's really weird to think about too, like women's suffrage had a lot to do with the KKK, and the women of the KKK coming up and fighting for women's rights and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's weird to think like the roots of feminism came from the KKK.
Sure.
So why do you say that? I don't know.
Well,
that's history. Like,
roots are big. I wouldn't say the roots. But I would say roots.
Yeah. The biggest political push for feminism back then was
from loud white ladies. That's crazy. So a bunch of Karens wanted.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
They were basically like, I want to get involved, and they were crying rape like whatever. Right.
And dude, they were firebombing shit all sorts of super fun violence.
Yeah.
By the way, violence is never okay.
Yeah.
Remember that, guys.
Right.
Except for Nazis.
Unless you have oil.
If you're a country with oil, that's okay.
Well, okay, first of all, is that country in America?
No.
You fucking pinko?
That country is not in America.
So then,
it's not one of the 50 countries we have.
So I'm not worried about it.
But Yeah, it was just.
I kid, just in case. Later on in life, I don't need this coming to bite me in the ass.
Right.
You're not going to die on this
You're
hill?
gonna be canceled.
Yeah.
Listen, there are literally no hills I'm going to die on.
Yeah.
Like this is
Definitely
a
going to be in a
difference.
ditch.
Yeah, between me and the rest of like these super smart dudes on the internet.
Yeah.
Like now I'm good.
Wait, where are the smart people on the internet now?
I have no idea.
I haven't seen any of them. I just see.
I see them all.
Yeah.
You know, there's the smart people are smart enough not to say anything.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is there's a lot of platforms like social media where like if you say the wrong thing, all of a sudden you don't have a social media account.
Yeah.
And that's kind of fucked up. How do you have freedom of speech if you're censoring speech?
Yeah.
Oh, because you don't own the platform.
Yeah.
I
mean,
miss
again, that's just the same argument from before. Like the store. If you're using a Facebook page, dum-dum,
Yeah.
a Facebook page, you don't own that. That guy,
exactly.
what's that guy's name? What's his? I'm so bad.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
The
Mark
robot guy.
Zuckerberg owns that.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
You know, I mean, I guess you could start your own social network and do whatever the fuck you want. Good luck.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
You know, same thing with the tweeter.
I mean, really,
And
if they give you something for free, like someone's paying for it, and if you're not paying for it, then you're the product.
Well, yeah, your information is the
your
currency,
information,
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize what's going on with the information
Yeah.
age and
So-
like how
They're
far
like-
that fucking goes, and your social credit score and things like that.
Sure.
Like, there's a
it's
lot
like
of
a
shit
Black
going on.
Mirror episode.
Yeah, there's
right?
a lot of shit going on right
It's
now.
always
That,
been that
like,
way.
contact tracing for coronavirus is now all of a sudden tracing who you're involved with politically and things like that, where it's like, wait, what?
they've been
Like,
doing
how
this.
far is this going?
Listen. When they said they're going to fuck you, they're going to fuck you technically.
Yeah,
Okay? Technically.
Yeah.
It's going to be by a technicality.
in a technocracy.
And a loophole
Yeah,
in your precious constitution.
yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
Which they get around that all the time when, you know, big banks write legislation.
So, do you think you're going to play a show this summer?
Yeah, we got some stuff on the books. There's we're gonna play August 10th. I think is the first show the next show we're gonna play this year.
That sounds amazing. Is it going to be inside, outside? What's the deal?
I don't know how they're gonna pull it off, but
I'm excited for
the
you.
best.
Yeah.
where's it at?
That's gonna be at the meadery in Canton, the McAlpine Meadery,
Okay.
which is a really cool
That
place.
sounds
If you
super
haven't
fun.
been down there, they make their own mead, and they have a whole bunch of different mead. So if you've never had honey wine, it's an amazing time because everybody just buys bottles of mead, and they're all just like, and then by the end of the show, they're just like, "You guys are awesome!"
They're like,
And we're just like, "Woo!"
I need a
they're
horn.
like drunk with diabetes.
I want to
Yeah.
drink it from a mead horn. Thank you.
Yes, they
So-
sell those there.
That is like the.
Or you can bring your own. I have my own, but I don't drink
Yeah.
mead because it's drugs.
I've only
I do drugs.
I've only had it at
Okay.
the Buckeye Beer Engine. They had a mead,
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
and it was
personally
like
had it, but-
sickeningly sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody
It
says
was,
they-
it
when
was
they
honey,
make
yeah.
they make all sorts of kind. They have like jalapeno.
It's
meat
the
and-
oldest
and
recipe for
weird stuff.
spirits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good on all of
going
that.
back to
Yeah.
Vikings.
But I still like the idea of you guys playing somewhere that sounds.
But yeah,
that
I
sounds
mean,
pretty neat.
it'll be a good show. There's a it's someone's birthday and stuff like that, and whatever. I should be promoting it, but I'm bad at that. That's what the internet's for.
Right.
Go to Facebook.
And you're not a social media guy.
No, I'm not on there. I don't.
No.
If anyone's gonna sell me, I want the money.
Right.
I don't want someone else making money off of who I am.
I think about that sometimes.
Yeah.
But, you know, the funny thing is, I guess I maintain a presence.
Which reminds me, if you're gonna sell this,
Yeah.
I want the
Yeah, because I'm making
Okay,
loads
listen.
of money.
Oh,
on
yeah.
it.
This is where the money comes from, right
You're
here.
gonna get that SUB-CLE money.
yeah.
Hey, listen, if
Brought to
anybody
you
in this
by-
fucking room's getting paid,
Yeah.
it's me, Jack.
Let me tell you something. You might get a
Yeah.
charge on your ATM,
Yeah.
like for
So
SUB-CLE.
basically-
You might actually lose money.
Yeah, I'm doing this for free because I like you. But
Yeah.
you know, if you get
no,
big,
I-
you remember.
I made him pay me last
Yeah.
episode, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
I did.
Was that 2
I had to
episodes
give
ago?
him $40
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
the
The
one of
magic
the last
number is
episodes.
$19
Oh,
a month.
I wasn't supposed to bring up money
$19 a
because,
month,
like,
you
I
can-
don't know if you had that conversation with them.
Yeah.
65
Wait,
cents
what's
a
Bezo's
day.
getting for this? What the hell?
Never mind.
I'm doing
We're not
this for
talking
free
about
today.
I'm doing this for 65 cents a day. That's the price of a cup of coffee nowhere.
So price
for the price of a cup of coffee nowhere. You too can
if you
support.
grow your own coffee, you can get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. 'Cause see, like I feel like time is money. I have to pay myself. I have to. Your time is a consideration. Yeah. So I don't know that you're ever going to have a 65-cent cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Ah, goddamn.
That's how they always advertise that stuff. For 65 cents a day for the price of a cup of coffee.
You can go get work on your car and drink the free coffee there.
Yeah.
Or actually go look for a car and just, make yourself.
For 65
somebody's paying for that. You understand that, right?
A 65-cent cup of coffee is the one with the little, like, card game on the bottom.
I love those.
And they have like, it's not even cream, it's called whitener.
Whitener.
Right.
They put whitener in the coffee.
And that's like $1.25 now.
Yeah.
Whitener.
Whitener.
Whitener. You remember
That's
that?
what this country needs.
At the rest stop.
We're not going there.
Whoa.
They have it.
It's so American.
Listen, I'm not here for this.
It's so American too that you can press a button and get instant whitener.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, the whitener thing, real talk, that's a problem all over the world.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the yeah, not just coffee.
Not just coffee.
Not just coffee.
But
people whitening is kind of a big thing.
no.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, I mean, look at all the protests over all this in every other.
Oh, you son of a bitch! What I say?
God damn it!
What I fucking say?
We talked about that.
What I fucking say?
Sorry.
There was a fucking preamble,
Say a
motherfucker.
little.
Yeah.
For 65 cents a day.
I'm out. I'll go smoke cigarettes on the back porch like a goddamn
Hey, why
American.
don't you go get us all coffee really quick?
There we go. Not doing that either.
I do have a nice.
Besides, Bezo's got like nice coffee making hands. I can see it.
Yeah.
You make a nice pot of coffee,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah,
You can do some
yeah,
coffee
you do
too.
have a barista look
Yes.
about you.
That nose ring makes me think
Yes.
that guy knows how to make a fucking chai.
Yeah. He'll give you a cup of that civet cat shit coffee
Yeah,
or whatever
I don't do the
from
coffee.
Indonesia.
Is that a drug too?
See, I personally am a tea drinker. I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
I prefer tea.
Do you like green tea?
Yes, I drink green tea.
I drink green tea.
I drink
a lot.
every color of tea.
Exclusively.
Green, black.
So
Yeah, purple.
I like the
have you
Chartreuse.
have you just always been straight edge? I guess.
No.
You know?
I don't think he's labeling himself
See,
straight edge.
when we were in Blood Runs Dry, Willis and I specifically, we were drinking a lot, and like back in those days, like you got like beer tickets. Well, you still get beer tickets, and I just don't use them. But like free beer, and then people are buying you shots and shit. And I got to the point where like I was playing out, and I'm like trying to put my bass amp on my rack, like almost falling over, and like doing that 2-step shuffle, like just hammered playing shows. And like you think to yourself, like that was awesome. I had fun. That was a great time. And then like someone had a camcorder. Back then we didn't have cameras on our phone.
Right.
Back then someone had a camcorder. It was like, oh, I took video of the show last night. And you're like, I'm out of time. I'm out of tune. And I'm just stumbling around. And this is horrible.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, like, I spent all this time practicing playing scales and trying to learn to hone this craft. And then to put myself in a position where, like, I can't even do it right.
Right.
And it's just like, for me, like, that was the huge wake-up call.
So that's the reason for not doing it on stage, but just...
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, there's no, like, not doing it here, but doing it there. Like, at that point, like, I was just so far into it that, like, I was a six-pack at practice. Like, I was, all the time. And, like, I was like, all right, I need to try to quit. And I tried to quit and couldn't quit and tried to quit.
Oh,
and
really?
It's like, it's going on and off and on and off. And honestly, ironically enough, it was at a show. It was the last time I drank. It was a Mastodon and, who else? It played the Grog Shop. I want to say it was like Death by Stereo and Cult of Luna.
Okay.
And I'm a huge Cult of Luna fan now. And at that time, I wasn't really familiar with them. And we went over to Mongolian Barbecue before the show and like got food and whatnot because it was right next door to the Grog Shop. And I'm like, hey, I'll have a beer with dinner, and it's like next thing you know, I have 2 beers with dinner, and next thing you know, I'm buying a Budweiser at the,
Right.
Next thing you know, like another band, all the guys from Crack Your Fucking Skull, if you remember that band,
No.
all those people were there. They're just like, all right, let's do shots, and I'm just like, here I am trying to quit, and now it went from one beer to let's do shots at the bar, and I was just like, I can't, no, done, got it. I'm not supposed to be doing this, and that was actually the last time I drank.
Oh wow! Nice.
And then from that point on, I've been sober, and it was weird because when I made the switch from trying to stop to staying sober, like that's the difference. Is like what you focus your mind on is what you achieve.
Right.
So like when I was trying to stop, I couldn't. Right. But then when I was like, I need to keep my sobriety, and then you just do it one day at a time, and then next thing you know, it's 15 years later, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Steve knows a little bit of something about that, and Jay. Yeah, actually, I'm sitting here. I just got done drinking a beer, and like you guys, none of you guys drink.
Okay, I don't not drink.
You just don't drink as much as I do.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it just looks like I don't drink because you're an alcoholic.
And see,
right.
I've just been doing it for 2 years.
It's been 2 years already?
Yeah.
Wow.
And see, like, I wish I could just like casually drink. It would be awesome to go to a bar and just like have a beer and be done.
Yeah.
You know, or just like after I play, just have one. You know, or something like that.
I wish Vince could do that too.
But
listen,
I can't.
I've definitely
I only smoke a joint. That's really what I miss more than anything is smoking pot.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah. You see these are dreadlocks. Right.
So why'd you quit that? Just same reason?
It was drugs. Drug is a drug is a drug is a drug is a
Yeah.
drug. Like they're all the same thing.
Yeah, good drug, bad drugs, a dumb game to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like once you get into things like cocaine and heroin and stuff like that, you can't just go back to alcohol and stuff like that.
Right.
Like I'll get drunk and be like, I'm not high enough. This isn't, you know, and it's like you don't want to play that game
right
all the time. So it's like I can't just like smoke a joint and be like, oh, okay, I'm high enough. Like no.
Yeah.
It's not going to work like that.
Well, it definitely, you know, for me, you know, definitely, like I said, I mean, I definitely drink more than I probably should, you know, but I mean, I can definitely go into a bar and just have a beer and leave and go home. I do that a lot of times because I'll just be going to get something to eat.
Yeah.
But it's when I'm out with friends and it's like, you know, then the shots start going and then, you know, and even if shots aren't going, you're just out a long time drinking a lot of, you know, and that's what you do. You know,
that's
like
one of those
social thing. And it's like,
alcohol's been a social thing in like numerous societies for a long time.
Right.
So like, you know, you go out with a bunch of people and that's what you all drinking. You know, one of the last times before my last time was a Weed Eater show at what was then the Hi-Fi, which is now the Foundry, and they had 50 Cent Kill the Keg night at a Weed Eater show, and it was like a Tuesday night or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So we like there was a whole bunch of people I knew all went to the show, and we're taking turns buying around.
Yeah.
So someone go up there with like $3.50 and buy a beer for everyone.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, I'm double fisting it. Like fuck, I don't want to drink this much, but it's just like the next person up, and like I have to keep up with these people. Right. So I'm like double fisting beers. By the end of the night, we floated the keg, and here I am with a bottle of Budweiser on the stage, holding me up, just headbanging like.
Yeah.
And I went to work the next day still drunk, not even hungover.
Yeah.
Like I went to the bathroom and threw up to try to feel better so that I can, put parts together and shit. And it was just like, dude, this has got to stop.
Yeah.
So that was like the second time I tried to stop drinking. And yeah, like it's one thing when like you go out and drink and you're just having a good time or whatever, and you like want to drink to excess, technically, where, for me, like I didn't want to get drunk.
Right.
And I would still go out and get drunk. It's like I don't like drinking. I hate drinking. It's dumb to me. Like,
what do you think was the cause of that then?
It's just alcoholism. I mean,
really?
Me, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
really?
That's what it is. I mean, it's like once you start using drugs, you keep using drugs, and it's like you light up these receptor paths in your brain, and then all of a sudden it's just like it's go time. Let's go.
Sure.
And
sugar's the same way.
Yeah, chasing the high.
Yeah.
Porn's another one that's like that,
one.
where like you're not whacking off to feel good. You're whacking off because you're releasing dopamine in your brain, and it basically is the same thing as heroin.
Yeah.
And especially when you get into internet porn, like internet porn's like the worst.
Well, and then but I mean, you are, keeping a healthy prostate though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, your prostate doesn't need to be that healthy. I mean, come on, right?
It's a terrifying.
It's like you don't change your oil every day. All right, you can drive for a couple weeks, before you need an oil change in your car.
I don't know, unless you get the really expensive oil change.
Yeah.
With the full synthetic.
Yeah,
I do.
right?
I get that.
Yeah.
That's
like the Pornhub premium.
I have a Japanese car. I have to get that.
Yeah.
Wait, everybody.
So
here
what you're
has a
saying is you
Japanese
buy
car.
toys, huh?
I think everybody here has a Honda, right?
Yeah.
It's a room full of Hondas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I gave up on Jeep.
Well,
Jeep.
No, dude, I really want a
'Cause they-
Pilot. I saw
'cause
your
they
car
work.
and I got
Yeah.
all horned up.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's nice. I'll take you for a tour later. You can see the
it's
entertainment
really
center.
nice.
I got a DVD player in it that
'Cause
my
I got
bandmates
the-
don't want to use.
I got the step down. I got the CRV, and I really want the Pilot. I need it.
Yeah.
I need it.
It's got an entertainment center, Jay.
Yeah, it's got an entertainment center.
You
in the
can
back.
touch yourself while you drive
Yeah,
your
you can
Pilot.
technically watch porn in the car.
Well, I just I like being that much higher up.
Yeah.
Yes, higher above everyone.
And that's the weird thing. I got that to
As
be
you can
like the
smoke
tour
a
bus,
cigar
right?
and
I got-
be smug.
I got that to be the tour bus, and
Yes,
like
yes, I
ever
did.
since I got that, I'm like, I bring a bunch of movies. Anyone can watch a movie, sit in the back and watch a movie, because the drive from Lexington is not necessarily that pleasant, But nobody ever wants to do that. They all want to fucking talk. They want to talk to each other. Like, God damn it, I'm with you guys so much, so I don't want to talk to you anymore. I know what you have to say about Trump. Okay, let's just not. Okay, let's just don't.
Is that what they're doing? They're doing that?
Don't.
I feel like
just
yeah.
Especially when there's
no.
like you have an entertainment center in your car.
yeah. It's just like technically there's two stereo systems. You could play two different things in the car. I got headphone taps. You can,
It's like literally.
And they did that once. They put on a baseball game, and I'm like, nope. And I'm watching cartoons in the back, like,
Good for you.
Hell
it's like here is whoever's batting just grounded out, and I'm just like, They're just like, what? Oh, he's watching cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I get most of like my lessons in life.
Yeah. So I learned to be in a band, Metalocalypse.
Yeah.
That's a fun show.
The speaking of the cartoons and guns, I mean, everybody's all bent out of shape on social media that Elmer Fudd and
Yosemite Sam
aren't going to have guns.
Yosemite Sam, who hasn't been depicted with a firearm since 1996.
I wish I would have seen this passion about like a lot of things that are important.
Yeah.
Guns are important.
Hey, you can't fuck
But
with
Elmer Fudd having a gun.
No one gives a shit about
You lose the
cartoons.
ability to have guns. You'd be surprised how quick the rest of those rights go away.
But I'm sorry.
There's
they're gonna take our rights anyway.
I like
come
how you
on.
pretend those rights are there.
Yeah.
I know.
Listen, I just like bang.
It's like we don't need to take the Third Amendment from you. You choose to have a smart speaker.
I mean,
in your
they
house.
quietly,
pretty much.
they
Like-
quietly do all these
Yeah,
things.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
loopholes.
Like I'm not worried about it. And besides, think about
It's called a
guns
reach around for a reason.
But
Yeah.
and I'm with you. I come from a family that has, my dad owned a gun shop. You know what I mean?
Look, dude, I came running.
And it's like, but dude, you're really passionate about Elmer Fudd, a cartoon
I don't give a shit.
Well, how does he hunt
character?
without a gun?
He doesn't.
And are they going to give him a
Of
bow and
course-
arrow?
Of
Is he just
course
going to
it's
go fuck the
ridiculous.
rabbit?
Of course it's
I mean,
ridiculous.
Bugs Bunny did look cute when
but
he dressed
think
up as a
about
girl.
it. Those
Whoa,
cartoons.
Who told you? I mean, what?
Yeah, I
No.
watched those cartoons. I was just like, wow, look.
Kill the web.
Those
Bugs
cartoons
Bunny cleans
weren't
up nice.
originally made for children. They were
Yeah.
they
They're
were
not.
made at the
Yeah.
beginning of movies.
Yeah.
Now, children are it's kind of become a children thing.
I was
Well, yeah,
raised on Warner
Yeah.
Brothers.
And that's
And I'll
what I'm
tell you
saying,
what,
you know,
I learned all of my treatment of women by Pepe the Pew.
Yeah. So you're a rapist?
Yeah, just a little bit.
No, it's not good.
Oh, maybe that's what's wrong. Shit.
That's not
Let's not
good.
pretend that all the cartoons were a positive message. Like a lot of
No,
times,
no,
you're
no.
laughing at violence because it's wrong.
Yeah,
and a lot
I
of people
mean-
miss that. Like you have to have that instilled. Like look at what happens to people who have violence and things like
But
that.
you can
like
still
the
find all
road
those
run,
old
the
cartoons.
coyote gets flattened by all that stuff, and that it's a
I
bad
think-
outcome.
Yeah,
like,
and
I
mean
that's an important lesson a lot of people are missing. That's the
I,
importance of freedom of speech is you get to have conversations with people who have fucking dumb ideas. Like, of course the earth is round. You could measure this. What's wrong with you? But
I'm on a plane with a level.
Yeah.
It's not round. Fuck you.
Yeah, and it's just like
What?
Yeah.
we have the ability to have this discourse and have our basic ideas challenged.
There's a wall around
so
the
that
world.
we can correct people and say, yeah, you're wrong. Here's the proof.
yeah,
Like,
but you can give people proof and show them
Yeah,
they're wrong, and
sure.
they will
Oh, yeah.
not.
It's like
And
the-
there's actually studies like on that. And once somebody develops, and they get it in their head, there's nothing you can say
Yeah.
or do they're going to say, "Oh, that information's made up, or it's fake, or it's fake news."
Yeah. Confirmation bias is a big thing,
and that's exactly what it is.
Monkey's been writing songs about all this stuff, mind you. Like we got like Second Amendment and social justice warrior type stuff, confirmation bias, how you're getting your news. Like that's pretty much what our new album is going to be about, is all that stuff.
Yeah, anything that's written by any of these amendments that people say, or this I don't believe in them. I'm sorry, I'm not like a big patriotic person.
Here's a funny one. You ever heard that thing where like you swallow spiders in your sleep? You swallow like 2 spiders a year in your sleep, right? You've heard that? You've all heard that? You know where that comes from? Some university just fucking made it up and started telling people just to see how it would spread.
Right.
And basically the whole point of that study was to see people spread this information without actually fact checking it. It's complete bullshit, but everyone's heard it and believes it and whatnot because you have an emotional reaction to it. You think, oh my God, I swallow spiders.
Right.
I got to tell everyone this.
Right.
I don't know.
That's the reason that information gets out there, is because of your emotional reaction to it, even though it has no validity whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right.
Now apply that to everything else that's going on. You have an emotional reaction to something where you think this coronavirus is so bad because your emotional reaction overrides the actual science behind it and things like that. Where it's like, we want to Black Lives Matter and all this. It's like, well, your stance on it overrides.
So
what's actually going on.
I can actually say that about people that bring up the Constitution all the time too. It's like there's an emotional response to it. Yeah. It's like to me that piece of paper means nothing, because no lawmakers in my lifetime have ever like abided by that. And not only that, sure.
And whose fault is that really?
I think you should.
When you talk about defending freedom,
well, yeah,
that's your job. That's you not doing your job. So what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
What the fuck?
What I'm saying is, I don't.
Yeah, you're sitting here saying that the paper don't matter. You're the problem.
You're supposed to say
I'm supposed to point my guns at you.
Yeah.
And like guns for me are a hot topic because like my cat's got a gun.
Right.
I believe in guns. Yeah. I believe in guns and whatnot, and it's not just because like I like shooting and stuff like that. Yeah. I believe it's an important thing to have because if something happens, like, the cops are not going to come fucking save me. The cops are going to take 15 to 20 minutes to get there.
So and then shoot your dog.
Yeah.
So
and then shoot my dog.
I see no problem with having guns. I really don't. I mean, and trust me, on the Facebook I get called libtard, everything. I have guns. You know what I mean?
See, that's the thing. I know people with special needs.
Right.
I would never compare those great people to you.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so to me it's not that big of an issue. I don't believe they're ever going to take rid of our guns.
No, they're never going to get rid of our.
They're not going to take them. They're just going to make them illegal and make you a criminal for having them. Because that's what the Democratic Party's been talking about.
You see them all clap when they did that shit.
I'm coming for your AR and your AK.
See, you just did something that I don't ever do either. I think Democrats and Republicans are both the same people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like,
because if you're talking about that kind of stuff, you're missing the big picture, and that's majority of America.
And all
of the unrest isn't a racial issue. It's a class issue a lot of times.
But it's
a systematic thing between those in poverty and those who are rich.
Yeah, well, absolutely. It's more of a class thing than it is. But
I'm on the other side of that. Like, I am not rich.
Yeah,
we're all not rich.
No,
we're all in the same boat here.
You didn't know that I'm rich?
Yeah,
yeah, guys. Sorry.
That's why I'm asking him for money. Like, if you make money on this, dude,
Listen,
I want money.
You know how I get rich? I go on these podcasts. I make these.
Yeah. I'm on the whole podcast.
Bootleg Joe Rogans. Give me $40 an appearance.
Yeah. People pay me for my opinion. It's great. I get to go to town halls with my opinion. And people listen to my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I have rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a quick point on guns, real quick.
Okay.
The funny thing is, I've grown up with guns my whole life. Guns are a thing, and because of the population I come from in the state I grew up in, that means that my family was criminals because when you live in a city where you can't have a gun and you need a gun to protect your family, fuck you, you're going to have a gun.
Yeah. And that's what, like, the big issue for equality right now. I think, not to get into the police, but, like, the police should have the same rights as people. So, like, in areas like New York where they make it so you can't carry a gun, hey, guess what, cops? You're people too.
Right, you can't have a gun either. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
And watch how quick the laws change in places like Chicago, and then watch what happens to the crime rate.
We've turned the police into a protected class.
Yeah.
And another thing, like,
but it's just
the reality is, it doesn't matter how I feel about guns. The reality is that it doesn't matter how the guys who don't want guns feel. Doesn't matter how the guys who love guns feel. It's too late. We got, 2.5 guns to every man, woman, and child in this country?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just about full up.
And that's a lot of people don't realize. If you make AR-15s illegal, they're not going away. I'm not giving them to the government.
Yeah,
I'll sell them on the black market for 3 times what I paid for it.
Yeah,
and then now it's actually in the hands of someone who's going to use it for crime.
To people like me who shouldn't have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want one? I get you one.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Yeah, I know.
would
It's
never do that.
Called the gun show loophole, guys.
Yeah, right. Because
I go to a gun show, they just give me a gun. Anybody, any fucking buddy.
No,
I don't think you need a gun show.
Background checks there.
Yeah, they don't do any checks.
I mean, I don't know,
do.
dude. Like, last pistol I bought, it was so easy. It was weird. I mean,
if you buy from a person, because
it was.
If that basically puts the law in your hand. If I sell you a gun, I'm supposed to ask you for your license. I look at your license, go, okay, yep, that's a license.
Look at that.
I'm not doing a background check on you. That's all I need to do to legally sell you a gun.
That's proper.
Now, if I know you're a felon and I sell you a gun, then that's
who's
felony.
to know?
But then if
how are you to know?
I have to do the background check.
Yeah, that's too much work.
And so, like, for a lot of people, like the private gun owners who do private gun sales, they'll ask for a CCW, because if you got a CCW, that means you passed the background checks and everything legally. So, it's hard to it's getting a lot harder to buy a gun on the used market without having a CCW, because, like, now even me, like, I'm legal, I can't even go out and do it because a lot of people are asking for a CCW or providing a background check or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's okay.
Yeah, a lot of people that's fine. Like, if we're taking steps to keep it out of the hands of people who don't aren't supposed to have it.
Dude,
people like myself.
A person's not a criminal until they fucking commit a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look,
and that's
school shooter kids. They got their guns totally legally. It's
the
point I'm making is that our relationship to guns in this country, because I've never looked at a gun as anything more than a tool.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't jerk off to bang. Some guys do.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're out there. Maybe you're one of them. I don't know.
I knew a bunch of them.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a really handy thing to have. You know what I mean? Like a hammer. But, at the end of the day, if I got to fucking kill with a hammer, I'll kill with a hammer.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
If anything, murder is the thing
I don't look at
gun
as a, I don't look at guns.
How you murdered shouldn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, if I stab you and kill you, that's just as bad as shooting you and killing you.
Well, it's a lot harder to do with.
I mean, if I go running through a school with a katana or some shit, and be like, what the die, kids?
You're still more committed. You're still more committed.
Murder. Like,
killing someone with a gun is pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's easy.
And that's the whole reason why it happens.
That's why they make guns.
That's why they make guns.
Yeah, people are like,
it kills as many people
and it's
in a short amount of time.
What's really weird is that they're going after military rifles when, like, handguns. The only purpose of handguns is to kill people. Like, you can't. You don't hunt with a handgun. Right? You don't use a handgun for any other purpose than to kill another person. That's the only reason handguns exist. Protect you from other people.
Yeah, but the reality of a handgun.
I mean, what are you going to shoot with a handgun for protection besides people?
If you want a position,
even if you have a bear coming at you, handgun's not going to work.
It's not going to help you. Right. And if you're close enough to need a handgun, it's too late.
Right. And that's why you need our guns to kill people.
Right. These guns right here.
I remember.
But it's too late. Like, my friends are like, "Do you carry a gun when you go and do what you got to do?" I'm like,
"I always got 2 guns on me."
I'm like, "No, dude, because I don't want to give. I literally don't want to give.
Bro?
I don't want to give a criminal a gun.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
like, for a lot of people,
the only gun that's any use to you is the one in your hand.
Right.
That's it. I don't give a fuck how many guns you got in your house. Man, I am ready for the fuck-pocalypse, baby.
Right.
If that gun's not in your hand, you're a corpse. They're selling your guns.
And that's the same thing with, like, going downtown.
Apocalypse guns are bigger, and they got bullets that are this fucking big. and they'll fucking put your AR.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean he's talking about the things the Black Hawk helicopters?
Shame.
Oh, yeah.
Another reason I love this country.
Well, that's the thing is when we have a right to bear arms, those are arms. That's what the arms are. Like, think about what modern arms are. We're talking about the right to fly fighter jets. It's
we
not
should
the right
be
to
able
own
to
guns.
have tanks.
It's the right to have grenade launchers.
Okay, first of all,
this was written at a time when when officers still carry swords, right?
Yeah. Right.
Arms were swords back then. Now they're drones.
Yeah.
So arming drones is what modern weaponry is.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't think our guns are going to stop the military.
We're talking tanks.
No, they're not.
And that's the thing is
that's the beauty of this whole entire Second Amendment thing. Like,
we have
you guys are gonna get fucking murdered.
Yeah,
you're gonna get murdered.
Yeah,
unless you buy a tank, and that's what sucks.
We really want a tank.
We're arguing over all this stuff. It's like, man, I should be able to weaponize drones.
That's
what arms are today.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say is with this whole like Second Amendment rights thing. It just makes me laugh, just because, dude. Okay, say you can get an AR-15, you're still just gonna get bombed the fuck. And you're dead. Yeah, I mean, because you are not going to go against the military.
Because for some reason we don't have the right arms. You know, like if I had a nuclear warhead,
right?
Is that what you want? Do you want a nuclear warhead?
Do you want a nuclear warhead?
I don't.
Do you want a guy?
Because
I don't want.
You have to look at it from my perspective. Like,
but if I had a nuclear warhead, who's going to bomb me?
I was.
Somebody with nothing to lose, because if you got one,
well, they have a lot to lose. You have a big chunk of the country.
This is going to sound crazy, but if you got one. And, being a regular Joe, that means some other regular Joe's got one. Yeah. If that regular Joe's got nothing to lose, you are fucked. Well, by the way, ultimately, we're all fucked. Just we're all fucked.
If you're just like a bag of donuts, it's a sack full of, like, uranium and plutonium, look out, folks.
Right.
Yeah. Like, that's called a dirty bomb.
I don't like calling it
sack of uranium and a firecracker.
Yeah. Listen, dude, and I don't like this expression, but it's the only way I know how to say it. It's a goddamn Mexican standoff. We're all fucked. We are all fucked.
Yeah, there's...
Like, you can pretend that it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Yeah,
someone's going to pull the trigger someday.
At the same time, the reason this country was founded was the greatest military might on the face of the planet went up against a bunch of fucking farmers with hunting rifles, and they won. And then we didn't learn shit from that. We went over to Vietnam, and the greatest military might on the face of the planet, with all its advanced technology, got fought off by a bunch of farmers with their rifles.
There's a lot of people with money.
People always forget that.
There's a lot of people.
But it wasn't the farmers with
the people in Wyoming got enough that if you go to Wyoming during all this shit, they'll just start handing them out. Like, here you go.
I'm just saying,
the 22.
You're talking about like the Revolutionary War and stuff like that. Yeah. It wasn't just farmers. It was,
Oh yeah, there was a military there too, but they were getting slaughtered until the militia got involved. Well, yeah. That was the whole important of the militia. That's why the Second Amendment starts with a well-regulated militia.
I think it started when the print press was invented.
Yeah,
because then propaganda.
That's the First Amendment. That's the First
propaganda.
Yeah,
a little bit.
How
do you think they were able to get the word out?
What?
Oh yeah,
that was why
you realize
they were able to do
only
that.
Like 10% of folks, even were involved in the revolution. It's about 10% of the population.
Yeah,
wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, dude, people always forget this shit. Like when people are like, it's a bloody uprising, it's gonna tear our country apart. That's not how it works.
Mm-mm.
There's a reason that
you only got to take out a few people really to change everything.
Yeah, seriously, there's a reason why England's been there for 2,000 years.
Yeah,
there's a reason. 1,700 years. There's a reason why the English have been there that whole time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
it's an island, first of all.
No, what I'm saying is, jackass, is systems fall, systems change, people stand.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yep. Like America's a super young country. Like you're fooling yourself if you're like, it's always been this way. And that's the thing Americans do. This always been this way shit.
Right.
Listen, dude, in my lifetime, Texas was a liberal stronghold. Suck it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not how any of this works.
Right. Yeah. If anything, Democrats and Republicans switched over the last couple of years.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, there was
all
the
of the South.
Yeah.
All of the South were Democrats.
That was
and
the 1980s.
That was all of your Jim Crow laws and all of the racism history.
Actually.
And then recently,
when Reagan did it,
they switched. Like now, all of a sudden, all of your racist guys are voting Republican, and all the Democrats are suddenly liberal and trying to
absolutely
for social justice.
There's been a few shifts.
Doesn't mean it's completely backwards now. Like,
and that's why that's why I say it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And
man, it is impossible to not talk about politics.
Yeah, no. Well, especially nowadays, whatever. But
I heard that band you're in the Battle for West Park looking for a drummer.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Did you try Craigslist?
We should try Craigslist. Yeah, I heard you're super good looking and super
cool. If you're PC, man, you will get all sorts of like politically correct people.
Right.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of
transgendered people, and
I'd want that. I don't.
All sorts of
listen. If you can play drums, I don't give a shit. About
I know.
I tried out everybody, man, and
like I don't give a shit. The thing is, I'm not.
Hey, if there's any drummers out there, and
like I listen, I care deeply about a person's ability to live their life how they want to live. Let me be very clear. Like I'll go out of my way. Like a friend of mine decides they're making a big change, and they need me to address them a certain way. I'm fucking game. You know what I mean? I'm Johnny fucking game. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? Like people make it sound like it's a big deal.
Isn't.
Like it's
it doesn't affect
hard.
your life at all.
Doesn't affect me at all. Like, oh my God, I have to address you the way you want to be addressed.
Yeah, and
that's so hard.
Monkey's been writing songs about all this stuff. So like this is all the hot button stuff that's going on right now, and it's been going on for the last few years and whatnot. And really, it comes down to a simple point that if you're talking about little issues like this and that, or all these things that are going on, you're missing the big picture.
Yeah.
Ultimately, this country has been stolen from us. And if you don't understand who stole it and how they're running it right now,
natives,
well, yeah,
who stole it?
Yeah, I'm talking even beyond that.
I mean,
like
stolen.
the people can live with the natives.
The people that started it. I don't know.
I'm talking about the Federal Reserve and what the Federal Reserve has done to take over this country. I mean, there is literally an oligarchy running things right now.
Absolutely.
And
they divide us all.
If you're not
on red
talking
and blue.
about that, you're talking about bickering amongst the people. We're all poor people here.
Right. Yeah.
We're all literally the poor people.
Right.
There's no more middle class. It's us and them. That's it. Done.
I agree. I
and if you're not
agree.
and if you're not against them, then you're missing the point.
I completely agree.
We shouldn't be arguing over black and white or whether or not we should wear masks or not or all this other stuff.
I completely agree.
We need to start arguing over what the billionaires are doing to us, because the billionaires
are to a Trump supporter
are the one who
made $424 billion this pandemic.
Yeah, they're the one making out on this. They're the one
they're making great
who erode your civil rights. They're the ones who have the smart speaker in your house. They're the one who knows what everything happens on your phone.
To be fair,
they're collecting your DNA and all that.
Exactly.
Hey, whatever, man.
Yeah, they're the ones actually using all this stuff and really just stealing the wealth from us. Like
it's terrifying.
We're just working for a living, and our money's worth less, and they keep.
Oh, money's a figment of our imagination.
Yeah, and it didn't used to be. It used to be gold and silver. Now all of a sudden it's.
Well, I mean, even when it was gold and silver, it's
the only thing that gives our money any value is the blood we shed overseas.
And it's just whatever. So somebody, I forgot what it was. I was watching something and they were saying, like the stock market. It's like it's a farce, because it's whatever rich people. It's a measure of how happy rich people are.
Well, no. Let's do a history lesson for you. You ready? The implementation of the Federal Reserve.
No.
Do you know what a margin loan is? A margin loan is to the stock market what a car loan is to a car and a house loan is to a house. They'll loan you money to play the stock market, and in exchange, those stocks are the collateral.
Okay.
So you remember your history. They implemented these margin loans, and everybody's playing the stock market. What happens when everyone puts money in the stock market? Stocks go up. Well, everybody sees the stocks go up, says, "Oh, we made all this money in the stock market. Fuck, free money. I want to get involved." So everybody goes, takes out more margin loans, plays the stock market. Stock market goes up. Oh my God, everyone's making money. Go get margin loans. Plays the stock market. Stock market goes up. Well, the artificial inflation of the stock market through making money available caused a bubble.
Sure.
And then when all that money became due, that bubble popped.
Sure.
And stocks fell all at once.
And it
two things happen then.
Cycles.
Two things happen then. One, bank seize control of all those stocks. Who owns the banks? Who owns all those companies now? And two, after all the stocks crashed, well, if you own the money supply, you can just walk into the stock market and buy whole corporations on pennies on the dollar. That's literally, the country was robbed blind, and that's why we call it the Great Depression. because that's when the country was stolen from us. That was all of our industry, all of our major corporations and everything robbed by a bunch of people who own the money supply.
Sure.
And let me ask you, like, if you control a good portion of the media on the East Coast before this, what do you think happens to your influence in the media now that you own all of the corporations and the money supply? Now the TV that you're watching, you think that's your information? No, it's just what they want you to know. That's the information that's being fed to you by the corporations. And we talk about these corporations like this big wall that we put up in between the people who own everything and us.
So that's what I have to say too.
And over the years, they've eroded our Constitution and doing away with the gold policy.
Right.
So now they can just print money at will. So, they can put inflation into anything they want by making home loans available, and all of a sudden you make a home bubble and pop a home bubble. They flood money into the market. We grow the market. And then they pop the bubble and take all those businesses. Right. And so they put money into the market, they flood the market, pop the bubble, and they take all those businesses. And it's this big cycle of us getting fucked over by a few people who own the world.
Well, isn't that what Bernie Sanders tried saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the reason why Trump won on his drain the swamp bullshit, too. It's just like, it doesn't matter. Both parties have been in the pocket of those people. I mean, how much money do you give any political party?
None.
Exactly. So you're not funding shit. They're not representing you anymore. You just get to vote for them and pretend like you care. At the end of the day, we're sitting here talking about these two choices like either of them fucking matter. And we're taking the lesser of two evils when really, like, none of those people are talking about you. They just want to make you feel like you're helping, but you don't run this country no more.
Hold that thought.
Corporate interest runs this country. It has nothing to do with whether or not you believe in a law or not. Public interest has no bearing on the laws that we've been making over the last 100 years.
So it's
all corporate interest.
Right. I would like to say, let me just jump in here. And that's why I say, like, arguing over all these things with the Republican. As soon as somebody
Democrats,
says
Republicans,
as soon as somebody says, "Oh, the liberals are doing this," or the conservatives are doing that, I shut it down because
black
I'm like,
and white
you're doing,
doesn't matter. It's us versus the
you're
Fed.
doing what they want you to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
you're bickering over the dumb shit instead of focusing on the real problem.
All we know is what they want us to know.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
You got to ask yourself, all these riots that went happen, who's the one ordering the pallets of bricks that are sitting on street corners? You know, what the fuck is going on that conveniently showed up right at this, it's like, come on.
Right. What were you going to say, Steve?
we're going to look through this little media instead of looking at the big picture.
I was just going to give
at the end of the day, it's us versus them.
I agree.
I was just going to give the Cliff Notes version of that.
Yeah.
We lost. Get over it.
Yeah.
We lost and get over it.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Get over it. We're not going to get it back.
Oh, we can get it back.
All that. No.
We can get it back.
No.
There's only a few of them and a lot of us.
Yeah.
But the problem is we would have to work together, and instead we're arguing over Black Lives Matter or whether we don't want to gather because of coronavirus. We can't get together and talk about this.
Like I said,
we got to do on social media so we can have a social credit score so they know where we're at.
One at a time.
We lost. And get over it.
We're losing. This game's not over yet.
No. It's been over.
So what is your suggestion then?
For like 20 years.
So what's your suggestion then? Get over it.
Honestly, just get over it. Live your life.
Yeah. And just so happen you're at ground zero when the next 9/11 happens, or
whatever. There's nothing. What are you going to do about it, man?
Yeah.
Nothing.
We're just going to sit around and pretend that there's nothing we can do.
Well, but the thing is,
there literally is.
So to his point, and you say you were, my band Kalo, I definitely hit on a lot of political stuff, and that, but I definitely did realize it's like you're trying to like communicate and get everyone together here, you know what I mean? And it's like it's impossible because then it's almost like impossible to talk to people. Like, I have friends that I grew up with, and either one hates Trump or one loves Trump or. Like my dad, there's nothing you can say to this guy to get you to, hey, well, I don't agree with Trump's policy on putting the head of the EPA as one of this, he was like an oil company guy, I don't think that should be the head of the EPA, and he's a true patriot. Donald Trump, he loves him, and it's like, you can't talk to people. You can't get, You cannot unify us because they've done such a great job of dividing us.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess what you're trying to say is
no, that's not what
futile.
It's not an accident either.
It's not necessarily
what
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But they won as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how long they've won.
Yeah, they've been
at. That's how long they've won.
It's been 100 years.
Because as long as I've been alive, I'm just talking about my life.
Yeah.
As long as I've been alive, everything's just literally just going down, which means they fucking won and we're living in the aftermath.
Yeah.
We're just living in the aftermath.
And that's the only reason they're trying to keep it afloat, too. All these bailouts and all this and that and all they're trying to keep our economy going, because if the economy crashes, we'll have nothing to do but
they won't have anything.
Get back at them.
But what I'm getting to is there is nothing we can do, because if we were to do things properly,
right,
it would have been done 40 fucking years ago.
Right.
It would have been done 40 fucking years. We know what the problems are.
Yeah.
Well,
we know where everything is totally.
There's a lot of people that don't. They don't know what the problems are.
Everybody knows what the fucking problem is.
And that's the problem.
Everybody knows what the fucking problem is.
The problem
they just don't do anything about it, and they're not going to do anything about it. And they've never done anything about it.
Yeah.
I've been alive for 40 years. They haven't fucking done shit.
Right.
Okay? And they're not going to do shit.
It's a mindset.
Until they are literally dragged out of their fucking office and beaten to death.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's the only way we're going to be rid of this.
A lot of that comes from this.
Until then, you might as well just live your life.
Right.
Do what you can. Help your fellow man out.
Right.
Be a decent fucking human being, which people can't seem to fucking do that well.
Right.
And that's all you can do. That's all you can do. That is your act of defiance.
Right.
Be a fucking decent fucking human being that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
That is all you can do. And until we do that, we're fucked.
No,
we're totally fucked. We will be fucked for the next 40 years,
and see,
guaranteed. Whoever's going to be in office, they're just going to give everything away from the rich, just like the guy who was in office before him did before.
Right.
Okay, they all do it. I mean, I remember in the 90s, Citibank or Citigroup was writing legislation. It's over, folks.
Yeah.
Fuck your Constitution.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been over.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that I disagree with. A lot of people have this mindset that the world exists beyond my input and I only have to react to it.
Right.
And so therefore, like the TV there's that input and whatnot. And people don't realize that the only reason this microphone is right here is because someone took the time to make it, to acquire the materials, to put it into things. This desk was a tree before a human came along. And cut it up and cut it into place. And all right, well, it was something. Someone made that. Right. Someone took the time to change the world to get it to this point.
Yeah.
And
no,
really,
you're not an island. Nobody's an island.
We all have this contribution to the world, but the problem is we're not making the change. We're not being the change we want to see in the world. And so, like, if everybody sits back and says, I have nothing to do with this, then it's going to continue to happen. And that's exactly how they win.
Yeah,
but if everybody all of a sudden says, hey, there's one thing I can do about it, that's all it takes.
And Steve said,
until you have
take
that
them out of the
revolution,
office and beat them to death.
Yeah, and basically, it's going to get to the point where people have nothing left to lose. I mean, we're at that point where, like, you're going to have to be unplugged from the matrix before you realize you're a battery.
Why, everybody always
bitches.
Like,
and that's why they're trying to keep the system afloat. They're trying to do the bailouts. They're trying to do all this. We're trying to fight all these foreign wars because we have to keep demand for the dollar high because that's the only reason it has value. it's no value to it whatsoever unless foreign countries want it.
Yeah, all currency.
You can say every currency.
Yeah, but if you have a currency that you can trade for gold, I will trade that currency for gold because gold always has the same value.
I know, but that's just another system.
The only thing giving the United States dollar value is its trade in oil.
Yeah, gold does have that value, but the value of gold isn't $5,000 an ounce or whatever the fuck it is right now.
Well, you're only comparing it to the price of dollars.
Right.
If you compare,
what I'm saying.
If you compare the price of rare metals over time, they've stayed the same.
Yeah, historically, like 2 ounces of gold is worth about a cow.
Yeah,
it's worth about a cow.
Yeah,
2 ounces of gold is worth about a cow.
The value of things is measured in dollars, and if the value of the dollar changes, then the value of things change.
That's why I went with a cow. Worth about a cow.
Yeah,
right.
And cows are fucking expensive these days. You try to buy a cow, man.
I don't even know.
Damn, those things cost a lot of money.
$6,000.
Yeah,
no.
It's whatever a bar of gold is, right?
Yes, he's right. It's about that.
It's not $6,000. I bought a quarter cow once. That was
a quarter cow.
You break them up.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about like a live cow. Like you got to buy the actual cow. Those are $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah. I mean, buying a cow. Go ahead, look it up on the internet. How much?
Oh no, I'm not gonna. No, I just.
But yeah, like
Look, I mean, all I'm saying, like, it's a side of beets about which is a half a cow is about $2,000.
He's actually looking it up. How much does a cow cost?
I mean, you want to buy like a breeding Holstein or whatever. Yeah, it's a little more expensive.
Cost of a cow, $2,000 to $5,000.
Hey, look at that.
All right. How much is 2 ounces of gold?
2 ounces? Why 2 ounces?
What did you say?
No, 2 ounces of gold. Yeah, how much is 2 ounces of gold?
How much for a beanstalk?
Shut the fuck up. Come on, I want to hear this.
Yeah.
God damn it.
We got cow, gold, beanstalk.
You can just find out how much an ounce of gold is worth right now.
So right now, 2 ounces would be about $3,400. Yeah.
Oh, it came down a lot.
Yeah.
It came down a lot recently, huh?
You can still buy a cow.
Yeah, it was up there for a minute. Remember that, dude? When it was
middle of the road.
Well, I mean,
heifer.
we're all talking the price in dollars. I mean, the price of the dollar's been fluctuating like crazy.
That is funny, though. I mean, that's about the price of a cow.
Yeah, that's the value. The value of those things have never changed throughout human
intrinsic.
Yeah. It's still the same value.
The same.
Yeah, it's still the same value. If you buy oil in gold, the price of oil has not changed over the last years. Ron Paul was making that when he was on the campaign circuit. Yeah. The value of oil and the value in gold have been fixed forever.
Yeah.
It's the value of your money is the reason why the fucking food costs more. And who owns the money supply? Yeah. If you start burning the money that's in your pocket, what happens?
Right.
You're destroying the Federal Reserve's property. You're just borrowing that at interest, by the way. And where's the money to pay for the interest come from? Well, they got to print more money.
Yeah.
They got to perpetuate this. It's like it's basically they just erode the value over time, and as long as they do it slow enough, we won't notice. So over the last 100 years, it's been this steady decline, and basically it's got to hit the bottom before people wake up. And really, you're starting to see riots in the street and all this shit happen, and people starting to feel being pushed down. That's when they're starting to spring up, and we're talking about these social issues.
Like Chappelle said, the streets will talk.
Instead of talking about what's really happening, it's us versus them.
Yeah.
These black people aren't saying, I want my rights. These black people are saying, I don't mind burning buildings because I don't own any of this shit.
Yeah.
And how could they?
And
they don't have that kind of money.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have that kind of money. I don't own a fucking business. I'm in the same boat with them. I'd die if I'm more with them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
George Floyd, that might as well be me laying on the ground. I'm right there with them,
we
man.
need to work on that.
I'm a white man with dreadlocks. Of course I get harassed by the police. Fuck.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, clearly you're a druggie and a pink oaf and an American hater.
I got pulled over for having a bike rack in my car, and I looked at the cop like, really, it's illegal to have a bike rack? Well, I need to search the vehicle. Why? Because I have a bike rack? Are you fucking kidding me?
That guy had nothing.
Because I got dreadlocks. Oh, there's got to be drugs in the car.
There's a lot of boredom
seriously?
being a cop. Those guys are so fucking bored.
Oh, yeah.
Well, especially in like smaller towns.
Yeah, I got pulled over by a state trooper.
Stadies.
Yeah, I got pulled over by a statey.
When?
There was a DUI checkpoint, and I just like,
I
turned off. I turned off, like a different street to avoid it because that's not where I was going anyway. And this cop fucking pursued me.
Wow.
and fucking pulled me over.
Didn't know he got a guy that doesn't even drink.
That's suspicious. That's suspicious. Why'd you do that? That's probable cause right there. Because even though you didn't commit a crime,
he basically was just about to like give me his whole entire fucking spiel. I'm like, I don't drink.
Yeah,
that's what I told him. I just said those words. I'm like, I don't drink. Yeah, he was just like, oh.
Yeah, I had that. I was coming home from a gig they had one set up in Lakewood when I was coming home, and it was just me in the trailer. And so here I am pulling the trailer, and all of a sudden I get waved off the road and whatnot. And I'm just like, yeah, what's the legality of this? They're like, oh, license. I'm like, no, I asked you a question. Because we have a constitution that says I have to commit some sort of crime. You have to have probable cause before you stop me. What did I do? Driving late at night? That's not illegal.
Right.
When I handed him my ID and everything, I legally have to do that. And he was just like, I don't want to hassle with you. It's raining, whatever. And I'm just like, well, you know, this is not constitutional to do this. This isn't some fucking foreign country. It's like stop people for their papers.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Show me your papers.
You know? But we, the people, let it happen, so it happens. And it's like, well, it's your own fault.
So I think all this stuff going on now, I think it is good that they take a look at the, the way policing is done, because I mean you do look at it like other countries, really don't have this problem, and it is
they're not
a problem.
allowed to. They're not allowed to speak up. The cops are the authority over there. You don't have freedoms in other countries. Even in England, you can't speak your mind. They don't have freedom of speech over there.
Yes,
come on.
First of all, they absolutely do. Second of all, they're not as omnipresent as they are here. Are you kidding me, dude? Leave the country sometime. Like, we live in a fucking police state.
Yeah.
Enjoy your fucking freedom, I guess. I don't know, dude. Like,
yeah.
Like, even in different states.
We are a prison state.
Here's the thing about America. It's 50 different countries, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I go to Oregon. It's weird in Oregon, right? But you know what it's not? It's not like Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like, I was in some town, one of the Twin Cities.
Portland?
No, not Portland.
Minneapolis.
Anyway. No, in Oregon, though. They're right. Eugene and Springfield, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude. Like they're decent sized towns, right? I was there for like 2 weeks, right? I saw 2 cop cars.
Right.
2.
Well,
that's a cop car a week, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know how many cop cars I see on my porch?
the Oregon has one of the largest police presence on record per person.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Oregon is actually on the top of the list for the most police per capita.
I guess they're good at hiding it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's just that there's not that many people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's the tricksy trick. See, that makes sense. Yeah. Because I didn't get a sense of that.
At this recently. Like Oregon is actually up there as far as the most police per person.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like freedom,
they're like
shit.
They're like 2 point something per 100 people or whatever.
Yeah, because the
Oregon
argument,
and Washington.
That's like that. That's almost like that argument that people say, well, there's a lot more
towards the bottom.
There's a lot more black on white crime than there is white on black. I'm like, well, yeah, there's 180 million white people and 40 million black people, of course. Of course it's going to be. Look at the percentages. Yeah, that's where you get the real.
And that's the thing is when you actually look at a lot of crime statistics and break it down through the demographic of the area. Yeah, it's what it is. Like, I mean, drug use statistics for any given area is the demographic.
And there's going to be
a white community is going to have as many white people using drugs.
And they say
it has everything to do with the demographics of an area.
And they say that the whole black on black crime, there's a large percentage of that, but it's like it's only because in this country.
What do you call white on white crime?
Lower income.
No, you just call that crime.
We just call that crime. I'm just checking.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm just checking.
Yeah. Right. No, you're right.
Doesn't matter.
It's the only brown guy in the room.
But it just so happens in this country because I'm sorry, I don't know if this is going to trigger anyone. There is a systemic racism problem. And
what?
And
communists.
It just so happens that majority of urban lower income people happen to be black because they're pushed that way because of society. It's not because of their DNA.
Are we going to do a whole episode on redlining? Because I mean, I feel like we've been on for a while now.
Jeez. Yeah. We have been. This has been over almost 2 hours now.
Shit. See what happens when you start talking about politics.
He doesn't edit these. So here's the thing. He makes it so it's an onerous task for anyone who might be interested in our wit and wisdom. So I mean, if we consider wrapping it up soon.
So maybe I'll have to do, like the little snippets, like little 10 Yeah, hey, we talked about this for like
the first
10
half
minutes,
is the interview. The second fastest is us talking
The
about
J-shaped
politics.
supercut.
Yeah.
Every episode is just 17 and a half minutes long.
It's just me going, we lost, damn it. Shut up.
Yeah.
I just
Shut the
keep
fuck
looping
up, they
that
can hear us.
over and over again.
Yeah.
They can hear us and they're going to shoot us as soon
But
as we walk
anyway,
outside.
I'm pretty sure the whole reason for this is we're supposed to be talking about me, so let's go ahead and do that
yeah.
again.
So I do want to say,
Can we swing back around to that?
Seriously,
yeah, let's just talk about me again because I like when we talk
I do want to
about
say
me.
thank you very much for doing it.
Seriously,
You know, yeah. We've
I
had
told you I
some
would do it when you
interesting-
were going to start it and everything too.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about
You
your
asked
band.
you asked me for help, and I'm just like, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Good luck. Let me know when you get it done. I'll be here.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you know, it is a learning experience.
Yeah.
You know, I was just trying to figure out how.
That's
to do
how everything is.
He's never gotten it done.
And that's the thing.
It's still a work
that's
in progress.
really the biggest thing I've learned in life is there's no such thing as talent. There's only hard work. Like
Right on.
no one's ever good at anything. Whether it's a baseball
I
player or a
disagree.
podcast person,
Vince
like it
Sherman,
has more to do with how much time and effort you put into something.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't
time-
born able to play the bass. I sat there for 8 hours
Sure.
a day playing scales. You know, it's like
Honestly?
you don't get good at editing without sitting there for hours editing. You know, you don't get good at anything without putting the time into it.
What do you guys say?
Totally disagree.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, really?
See, because
Totally
I definitely
agree.
So
agree
you
with
think-
you, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Totally disagree. I totally believe in hard work
Yeah.
and putting the time in
Yeah.
because that's what I do every day.
Uh-huh.
But I have the talent to do it. Some people just have skills. Some people have special gifts that only they
Only
have.
God gave to them. Like no,
No,
it's
no,
it's
no,
hard
no,
work.
no, no.
I'm gonna say
Not that.
Aptitude.
Aptitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for. Aptitude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
But
I
I
have
mean-
no aptitude for playing bass. None.
You know,
You're never gonna make me a good bass
I
player.
have aptitude for playing like multiple musical instruments. Okay, why? I don't know. I've been able to do it my whole entire life. I've played trumpet. I've played bass. I've played all sorts of instruments. I've always been good at it. It's never been hard to learn. It's been hard to master.
Okay.
How
Right.
how
Okay.
much hours have you put into it though? I mean,
Thousands.
About 4 hours a day.
exactly.
For
That's what it is.
30 years.
So I found a lot of people that have trouble playing instruments. They're like, I expect to be good now, and
Right.
they don't practice for
And-
more than a
and
half
that's-
an hour
and
at a
that's,
time.
and that's the thing.
And
that's the thing.
it has everything to do with how much time you put into it. If
So-
you sit there and just do just over and over and over again for
I
8
feel
hours,
attacked.
eventually,
Bezos, you're attacking me.
eventually you're gonna be able to, you know, it's just
That son of a bitch from Something
it's
About a Monkey.
repetition.
So
attacked
can I-
me.
yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some people do have an aptitude and a talent for something.
So
and
So
it's-
you're
it's-
saying that
it's-
some people are born with the ability to catch a football better than other people,
yes,
and it's not the countless hours they
Man,
spend
I have
in
so much to
Pee-wee
say. Please,
No,
guys.
no,
and
no,
high
no, no,
school
no.
and
This show is
collegiate
ending.
level and
This
all
show
of
is
the
ending.
training.
No,
I mean,
please let me say this.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
of course it's hard work.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
all
rabbit
hard
hole.
work.
I don't want to go down.
I'm going to
kids.
agree
all
with both
hard
of you
work.
guys right now, real quick, and I'm going to sum this up. No, I've always drew my whole life, and in school, like people are, oh my God, you're so good. I'm like, well, no, it's just I'm shy, and I'm trying to find something to do. You know what I mean?
Wait, someone told you you were good.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a long time ago. So the I saw a meme, you know, and it was like somebody's drawing. They're like, "Oh my God, you're so artistic and good." You know what? I don't know how I could never do that. And they're like, "Practice." Oh my God, it's just so amazing. I could never understand that. Practice. Oh, whatever. It's practice. you know, and that's what I always said. And to go with your analogy about the guitar and everything. I remember learning how to play guitar, and I'd hit the scale, and I'm like, I couldn't play it. Then you just keep drilling it and drilling it and drilling it and
Slow
drilling
it down,
it.
get the
And then-
metronome out.
And then it's like you
Practice.
get so frustrated. I'll go to bed, come back in the morning, and lo and behold, I can play it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, and it's like so you can take that, and I don't think I do think it's hard work, and I'm
I don't have a problem with
gonna
Yeah.
agree with you in a minute because I went back to school for science and everything and math. You know, I never did any math, but like taking Calc 2, it was like, you know, it was hard work. And
Yeah.
I always
Nobody's
equated
good
it
at math.
I always equated it to learning guitar scales. It's like, no, I just got to keep practicing and practice and practice and practice. And then lo and behold, it clicks and I get it. You know what I mean? It's the same way. And that's why I think it's hard work. However, Now you have somebody like Henry Rollins. I wouldn't say he's the best musician in the world, but he works hard at it. And he'll even admit that. He'll even say, I work hard at it. I have tenacity. I can do this, whatever. Joe Rogan, same thing. He's not the best comedian in the world, but he works hard at it. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry I brought up Joe Rogan. And we're doing a podcast.
Joe Rogan. Wow. First of all, what did I sign up for?
But he'll even admit that. You know what I mean? And like Henry Rollins, it's like, no, he's like, there are other people that kind of have this thing, and they have this thing and they're also working hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's,
Well, I mean, like, Rollins is compelling. Rollins is compelling. That's half the battle. Like,
right.
He's compelling. He has been since the first time someone stuck a camera in his face. That guy's compelling.
Right. And that's his thing,
And, Joe Rogan, his thing is he's approachable. He's like every white dude in America. And
not every white dude.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying though? Like that's his thing. That's how it works. I mean, even sometimes I'm like, I relate to Joe Rogan sometimes. I'm like, I can relate to him.
Yeah.
I get that.
Especially if you watch his stuff and like he gets these guests on and basically like the guest is the show.
Right.
Here's a softball question. I'll sit back and listen to you talk, Like that's
bury themselves.
That's really what it's all about. And that doesn't come naturally. You got to learn to do that through doing so many podcasts and everything.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Oh, what are you trying to say something about me? Did I talk too much?
Yeah. This was supposed to be about me.
Yeah, I did my best.
You brought me on to talk about me. I'm supposed to be the one talking.
So, all right. So we are going to wrap this up right now. But wait, go ahead and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, I want to one more time about your new band.
So my new band's called Naj. We're getting a demo together, and hopefully we'll have that out as soon as we're done recording.
Naj, how do you spell that?
Nodge. It's like Dodge with an N.
Okay.
Super.
That's one of the logos. We stole the Dodge Chrysler Star and flipped it upside down and wrote like Naj. Just like that's funny.
Cheeky monkeys.
See what we did there.
And then you have the something
involving monkeys. Been around, and we'll be playing shows. Hopefully we'll both be playing shows later this year. I mean, we'll see. Everybody's still afraid to touch people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not afraid to touch people.
Yeah, I like touching people. I want to touch people. I can't wait to be in the same room with people, breathing the same air.
So what do you do? Just go to Facebook or whatever?
Yeah, they're all technically on Facebook. I don't know. I don't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
You can find them on the internet. Naj isn't up on Spotify yet, but we're just hopefully going to have recorded music available soon.
Nice.
You can go to Facebook. I'm sure there's a page up technically. I don't know what's on it or who does it or what, but we don't really care. But I mean, it's a Doom show. If you see the name somewhere come out, I mean, if Now That's Class survives this, we'll probably play there a bunch, like that kind of stuff.
I hope so, man.
And I'm really worried about the Cleveland scene right now because, like, if venues make their money at shows and there's no shows, so there's no money going into those places, and like, can these venues really afford to not do anything this year? Yeah. Are we still going to have a grog shop? Are we still going to have a beach salon? Are we still going to have a Now That's Class and the Foundry and the Fantasy Complex? And I guarantee like not all of those are going to make it. Nope. And it's going to be a new thing when we start playing. We might be playing like ho-dunk bars in the middle of nowhere and whatnot, which is our next show in south of Canton and the McAlpine Meadery.
The Meadery.
I'm really surprised at the lack of the bars that are that are allowed that could open. I mean, I would have taken this time to build stages outside. I mean, obviously that costs money.
Yeah.
But
and then there's all sorts of permits. You have noise pollution and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are home right now, so I mean,
like
I
really
down the street from one of those.
I don't have an issue with like Now That's Class or anything, but I always thought that bar was like in a terrible place. To have a bar.
Yeah.
You know
and
what I mean?
I hope
like
they move
kind
and
of
survive. And I guess there's something with that building right now that they might not be there for very long.
Yeah, because that used to be
It'd be nice if they found another spot.
Yeah, it used to be a super fun gay bar. It was called
Well, isn't there a gay bar next to it?
Yeah, it's like next door to that.
No, the place next to it is
I don't know. I don't go in there.
It's like it's for older gay gentlemen.
Distinguished.
So it's definitely
gay
not for me.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it used to be
like Birdcage.
It was called Deco, and it was. Yeah, it was nice. It was
more desperate.
But see, and that's the thing is like when you look at the MO of Now That's Class, they're like a punk bar. I'd expect them to be open now. Like fuck, as soon as you can, like this is the place that didn't have soap in the bathroom for how long, and it said right there on the wall, hand washing ain't punk. Like, okay, I'll just go touch my instruments with these hands. Like,
man, I spent a lot of money on these.
Yeah,
a lot of my money.
But you know, I'd expect places like that, but instead, like, you get places like that are like the most like uptight and careful about that, and it's just like it's weird.
No. Yeah, dude, like all my favorite bars are still like carry out.
Yeah. And men are and where I'm at, Lake County in general,
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we sued Amy Acton over their ability to close down businesses and won, and because of that, all of our businesses are open. So all of our bars and all our restaurants.
You said the music store is not open though.
Yeah, that's their choice though. It's their choice.
That,
they can legally open now.
Is that right?
Like, they're basically like selling strings and picks ain't gonna pay the rent. You know, all of their money's in students, and the students aren't coming. So the teachers really are a lot to do with that. Without the teachers teaching students, there's not really enough income to make it worthwhile. And like, I'm really worried about some of the businesses like that. There's a lot of small businesses that are really under threat, and having the government threaten to shut them down over some bullshit really isn't helping. You know, there's a lot you can do to social distance and wear masks and prevent the spread, but the government can't.
We're going to see the end of a lot of things.
A lot of people are talking about the new normal, and I'm like, no, I'm not wearing a mask the rest of my life.
Well, you're not
I'm not social distancing.
I mean, it's like everybody's in Cobra.
This isn't the new normal. This is a rare circumstance, and we need to treat it like that.
The new normal is going to be all the shit you loved that disappeared.
Because no more live music. Normal. Now we're all podcasts.
You know what I mean? Like, now we're all fucking podcasters. You know me?
Because if you put everything on the internet, you can censor the internet
of a generation. I'm kidding, by the way.
This is going on the dark web.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. Hey, listen. Thank you guys so much for listening to this awesome podcast.
Yeah.
Come see my bands.
Yes, come see this guy's bands. Come see my band once we get a fucking drummer.
Yeah, let's all play shows together.
Let's do it.
As soon as we can. I'm going to build a stage in Vince's backyard. And it's going to be fucking awesome.
The cops are going to come because we'll have more than 10 people in one place.
And no, it's fine. I have a whole new plan.
Hopefully 10 people.
I'm going to join the police academy.
All right?
I got a whole thing planned out. Don't worry, boys. I got this.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's wrap it up. Thanks again, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's it, man. Everyone have a good day.
Thank
you. Goodbye.
Cleveland, we love you.